Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm not recording the audio. I'm going to have to start that over again. Okay. Are you guys recording audio? Yeah, just I wasn't.
We're live.
Okay, I know we're live, but
go with
we have
it.
to
They
have
don't
the
gotta
audio
know
podcast.
this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 40 of Gamestack Podcast. We're doing E3 predictions today. I'm Shalene. And with me is Vendertron.
Welcome, sir or madam. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the show.
And Rick McVick.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
I mean, I'm fine. I'm doing good.
Everything's fine.
This is fine.
Everything is just fine, Rick. Don't worry about it.
The show's
fine.
not on fire yet.
Nothing is going wrong whatsoever.
It's good. This is episode 40. We've made it to episode 40.
Hey!
Fantastic.
How about that?
Can you believe it?
Oh
the
my
show
gosh.
notes say insert flamingo joke. What is this flamingo joke?
Oh.
Like pink
Did I ruin
flamingos.
it?
Yeah, you can just keep that fire burning. That's
Okay.
fine. No, like when you turn 40, people put like 40 flamingos on your lawn. Is that not a thing?
I've never heard of that.
No.
Oh, that's a thing here.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds
Shout
so
out to all the people who are listening to the show who know about this. Send me a tweet later so I'm not crazy. But yeah, it's like a thing. If you turn 40 here, the thing is that you put 40 of something, usually it's flamingos, on the front lawn of the house of the person turning 40, so everybody in the neighborhood knows that they turned 40 and they're getting older and it's embarrassing.
Vendor, if you put 40 flamingos on someone's lawn where I live, they would shoot you. Like they would assume that you were there for nefarious purposes and you would be shot summarily.
I feel like you're placing the 40 flamingos. They come out and shoot them, and they would be like, "You trying to steal my flamingos?"
Yeah, you're placing them. They're like, "Why are you stealing them?"
Oh my goodness gracious.
I will put 40 live flamingos in your yard.
Anyways, it's a thing. Get over it.
How funny. Are pink flamingos expensive? I've never seen them. Like, where do you buy them?
You can
That's
order
an
paper
expensive
ones.
practical joke, isn't it?
No, you can order paper ones. They're kind of like a decoy. Actually, I think now you can get like vinyl ones.
Wait,
but
decoy?
Yeah.
Like, are there people out there actually flamingo hunting with like flamingo decoys?
No.
Like, I got the flamingo right there.
I said they're like a decoy, not actual decoy. Let's just do the show. Can we do the show?
Hey, we passed 600 Twitch follows. That was cool.
Why?
Yeah.
Would anyone watch
I can't imagine why anybody watches this program.
If you're watching now, don't forget to hit that follow button.
We also are almost at 400 YouTube subscribers, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so thank you
Close to
everyone
1
for
million.
supporting us. So guys, do you want
What?
to talk about E3?
Well, I mean, that's why we're here, isn't it?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I mean like our E3 coverage plans. We've been working on this.
First of all, in the chat here, Elowow's like, "Hey, did Rick just derail the show with the flamingo talk? I didn't bring him up. Why am I getting blamed for this?"
Everything is your fault, Rick. Didn't you know?
R.I.P. Maisie.
See, Ben Yannick knows. He knows.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, what's going on with E3, Shalene?
Okay,
What are we doing?
Of course, I'm going to be there at E3. And we thought it might be fun to do a little live stream podcast at the end of every evening. Vendor and I talked about this. Rick, will you be joining us? I don't know if you
Here we are planning the show on the show.
Try.
You're gonna try. It's
yes.
gonna be late for you. So I understand if you're not able to stay up. But we're going to just go live for about 30 minutes at the end of every day and talk about the announcements of the day, about what I saw, any questions you guys have. So you can interact with us in the Twitch chat, and then we will post the recorded version later on the podcast feed and on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so it'll be sort of a mini series. And, for anybody listening, it's open invitation, no obligation. Please join us if you would like to do so. But yeah, we thought it would be kind of a nice addition leading up to...
We will also be doing the traditional annual BE3 live stream Vendor and Rick will helm that here while I am on location reporting live from Los Angeles.
Is that a helm, or are you
Yes.
riding like a mini circus bike?
Where is it? What did I do with it? Here it is. I just wanted to queue up that little teaser photo for you there. So we hope that you will join us. We hope that you will join us right here on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games to watch the BE3 live stream with us. It's really nice to watch our co-stream of the coverage instead of watching it directly, because you have the chat room with all of our lovely people. So.
And we have 2 confirmed special guests.
Are we announcing who they are?
We can if you want to.
I would like to.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to have Tim Twig and Mistress LeBeau. Yes, I'm so excited.
This is the first part of our support group.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the first meetup.
The support group. It's the reunion tour.
So we are totally excited and ecstatic to have them back on the show. If you guys remember the previous episodes for BE3, we had I believe we had Liz and Tim.
Yes, we had both Liz and Tim.
Yeah.
Was it 2 years?
2 years ago. Yeah. Last year we had
Liz,
Jess and
Joseph,
Archin,
I think.
or Joseph. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought we would switch it up a bit. I think we're gonna have to alternate between years now.
It's like a really weird like annual custody thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited to have them on the show. I'm very sad that I won't be here to hang out with them.
Yeah.
People,
But you're actually going to be there, so, you know.
Yes, that's also going to be very cool. I'm really excited about it. I'm sure I'm going to be like up in the nosebleed section, you know, like.
Well, who knows? Maybe you could have like.
I'm going to have to watch it on my phone, like the stream, because I'll be so far in the back. But yeah,
you bring like a.
I'm very excited about it. Let me tell you guys what I'm going to while I'm at E3. I think it's going to be really exciting. Sorry, it's kind of a derail. So assuming my flight isn't late, I'm going to get a demo of Jedi Fallen Order on Saturday at EA Play. So last year EA Play was kind of a disaster, but the Anthem demo was cool. Hopefully the Jedi Fallen Order will be cool.
Probably won't be.
Probably not, yeah. I'm not hopeful. On Sunday, I'm going to the Xbox Showcase and also to the Bethesda Showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And on Monday, I'm going to the PC Gaming Showcase, which is usually an utter trash fire. So we'll see how that goes. It's usually very cringy. And I won't be able to attend Ubisoft or Square Enix. I don't know if Square Enix is even doing a live event.
Ubisoft's always looks good during
Yeah.
the previews, but when you get to the live showcase, it's never what they say it'll be.
Yeah.
And then during the 3 days of actual E3, I have a few demos lined up and panels and stuff, which is pretty exciting. A couple of unannounced things, a couple of indie things, and Dying Light 2, which I'm pretty excited to see. I'm on the list for Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if that means I'm going to get in or not. I still may not get in, but I'm excited. So yeah, that's our plans for E3 coverage. We're really looking forward to it. And we hope that you'll join us right here for all of your E3 needs.
Yeah, and just to clarify, because I don't think we actually said it, the Bethesda E3 live stream that we're going to do will begin on June 9th at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So it'll actually start an hour early before the conference or the keynote. And then, so we'll be ready for the keynote, and we'll have Liz and Tim on, and we'll be able to chat and talk about all the things we want Bethesda to do that they're not actually going to do. And then we'll move into the keynote. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, June 9th, Sunday, June 9th. Please join us then.
This will mark the year anniversary of me finding all the Keller tapes, which is honestly the most important thing to come up.
Oh man,
it's also going to mark the year anniversary of that Fallout show.
Hey.
We announced it
When we
at
announced
the
it.
BE3 live stream last year. That was so exciting.
And there was
That's
much
exciting.
rejoicing.
Yes.
Hey guys, if we're all at E3 next year, who's gonna do the live stream?
Oh no.
Miss. the bow.
I guess we'll have to
Tim?
contract it out or something.
Yeah.
Tim, Arjun,
Subcontractors.
Jess, Liz.
Oh man.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Huh. That would be cool. That would be cool. I would trust them.
Oh yeah, they could absolutely pinch hit for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, 5-star review shoutouts. We had some 5-star reviews. It was fantastic. We appreciate them. Vendor, why don't you tell us who gave us a 5-star review this week?
We have an awesome 5-star review shout out this week from Denmark. Gra says says these people are great at spreading the latest news in gaming and having fun while doing it. Highly recommended. So thank you for the 5-star review shout out. If you would like to leave us a 5-star review shout out, all you got to do is go to iTunes, search We Just Love Games, Gamestack Podcast, or That Fallout Show, and leave us a 5-star review shout out and a little message, and we'll share it on the show. We also have some new people to the Discord every week. We are adding it to both shows now because we have such an influx of people that we just can't keep up. But this week we've got 5 new people. We've got Coquette Bleu. Welcome to the Discord. Yeah, Coquette Bleu. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. We also have V, which is a close friend of mine, and Maximus424, Lee Angry, and Lizardbot10 again. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened this time.
Was Lizardbot using language again? I'm
not sure. All I know is that we had a new person come into the foyer today, and it was Lizardbot10, and well, I was like, what?
Welcome
Liberty
back
Prime
again, Lizardbot.
Yeah. So I just he's trapped in the We Just Love Games Discord revolving glass door.
Oh man, that's too funny.
But that's what we have coming down from the new Discord members for this week. If you would like to join the Discord, all you got to do is go to our social media. You can get the link there. Send us a personal message. We'll also provide you with the link. And don't forget, if you join the Discord, that is our chat after dark. So you can be a pry of all the things happening within the community and talk to Rick.
Fridays have been pretty silly on the Discord lately. Last week it was all glitter beards. This week it was all cat gifts.
Oh yes, we had a explosion of cats in the Discord today. We finally got the bot back up and working, which I mean, its only purpose is to bring cats into.
I guess it's a good thing Rick doesn't check the Discord. We had all those cats in there.
The shop I was working at got 32 parcels from Fender guitars, so I was busy checking in inventory and dealing with all that craziness. So
I 100% believe you, but that doesn't excuse you for all the other days that you don't check the Discord.
I've been quite active lately in the Discord, talking on the Fallout channels because of the Pioneer Don't judge me.
Okay, so if you would like to get involved with all of the sass that goes on in the Discord community, that is the best way to do it. Also, Rick, I like your mug, by the way. Very nice.
Says Canada for our audio folks.
For our audio folks and our visual folks, this is the mug that Rick was supposed to get last year for Christmas, but it arrived broken.
Yeah, Border Patrol broke
it.
They're like, Canada, come.
Yes. So, anyways, yes, please join us in the Discord.
All right. And we are actually going to do a podcast eventually. We're going to go over the news, the stocks, we're going to tell our gameplay stories, and we're going to go through our E3 predictions for this year. And we have some emails from you lovely folks who shared your E3 predictions with us as well. I'm looking forward to that very much. But let's start off with the news. I have a bumper for this, don't I?
Oh man, that never gets old.
Okay, news. Sony and Microsoft have formed a cloud gaming and AI partnership. And it's unexpected. Wow. It's a little unexpected. So Sony and Microsoft have partnered on cloud gaming. This article is from The Verge. And there's a quote here from Microsoft. The two companies will explore joint development of future cloud solutions in Microsoft Azure to support their respective game and content streaming services. And that means that Sony's game and content streaming could be powered by Microsoft Azure in the future. Microsoft says these efforts will also include building better development platforms for the content creator community, which sounds like Sony and Microsoft are planning to enter into partnerships on future services aimed at creators and the gaming community. So they didn't really tell us anything more specific than that, but
well, can you just like pause the show? I need to go change all my E3 predictions now.
And that's why we read the show notes before the show.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Go ahead, Rick.
No, I just was thinking, I was going to comment that I think this is a good step in the singularity of gaming companies, and this is just one step closer to the Microsoft Tendo X-Station Bubbles game console, where everything is just one.
I hope it gets us a little closer to crossplay being a universal and expected thing.
This is a big step forward for Sony playing nice with the other kids.
Yeah. They signed a memorandum of agreement and everything. So
a memorandum of agreement?
Yeah, that's
just a memo.
Well, that's it's a thing. It's a thing. It just means that you're going to cooperate. So this was a big surprise to me, but you know who else was taken really by surprise with this announcement? The employees of Microsoft and Sony.
Oh God, I can just imagine.
Yes, they did not tell the low-level employees, and this deal has been in place for about a year. They've been working on putting this together, according to a story by Kotaku. And when this collaboration was announced publicly, Sony's console gaming team heard about it at the same time that we did, and they kind of freaked out. According to a report, managers had to calm the workers and assure them that plans for the company's next generation console were not affected. So,
yeah. Huh.
I know that secrecy is important because things leak, but at the same time, I mean, I would have been freaked out as well. I would have been concerned for my job.
Exactly. And like, I mean, Microsoft is a big company, so is Sony. But any company that I work for, I want to know what direction the ship is going in if I'm going to be rowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't want to come to work and find out that the doors have been closed and I don't have a desk anymore. Like, you know. Yeah.
So it seems like this article is pointing that this was a response kind of to Stadia.
Yes.
Or Stadia.
I definitely think that this was to combat some of the cloud and streaming initiatives from Google and Amazon. So.
Yeah. They were probably like, hey, these guys are big. Do you want to team up?
Here's my thought on kind of this whole thing. Like, at the end of the day, this is all of this stuff relies on the infrastructure of your ISP and that sort of thing. And knowing that I only get like 10 upload and not even 150 down. Like, what about people that live in rural Nowheresville? I mean,
me?
Well, yeah, but you've got fiber optic, which is insane.
I do. I have gigabit internet.
Which says that there's no reason for spread and scale to not happen with.
Well, correct, vendor. But when you're stuck under the not the Damoclean dagger, but when you're stuck under the iron curtain wall of Comcast, it's like
there goes our Comcast sponsorship. Oh,
I don't even want this.
I don't want to be sponsored by them. Shh, they might hear you. We know people of influence listen to the show, Shalene.
But like, I'll never be able to enjoy any of the services that require the streaming sort of thing, just because Comcast is garbage here. So I'm just saying that stuff only relies.
Oh yeah,
you could have the best computer in the world, but it won't matter.
Because it's relying on the infrastructure, and if the infrastructure isn't there, it just isn't there.
Yep.
So.
I wonder if they're gonna like put out a console like the Xbony or something.
Wow.
You know, they just pull their resources together and come out with something amazing.
The Xbony and
the Xbony.
The Sony Playbox.
Yeah.
Xbony, a menage a trois of Xbox and Sony.
Sony X1.
Wow.
X. Sony 1X.
Wow. So Let's talk about Epic exclusivity deals and how it affected Ubisoft and The Division 2. The Division 2 was an Epic exclusive, and this was a good thing for Ubisoft sales, but not in a good way. So this caused a lot of people to buy the game from Uplay, which is a good thing for them, but it's not. It was not the planned outcome for this situation. Everybody just bought it from Uplay instead of from Epic. I also bought it from Uplay.
That is very interesting.
I didn't want to risk not being able to play it with you, because that's like the only reason that I buy this game. So, yeah, I thought that was really kind of funny that it drove everyone to Uplay. So. The sales on Uplay rose by 150% for the latest reporting period. Yeah.
That's funny.
I just thought that was worth mentioning.
150%. Like, I can't help but wondering, like, what does that 150% mean, though? Does it mean, like, they had virtually no sales before?
Well, because Division 1 was on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was buying on Steam compared to Uplay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like the only person who didn't have it on Steam.
So, yeah, I mean, if like 150 people bought it on Uplay, then
so if they're buying it directly from Uplay, then no retail storefront is getting a cut. That's all going straight to the publisher. So that's
I kind of like having publisher specific launchers. Which is a lot, I know, but
it's too many launchers, Rick. It's too many launchers.
It's like 4.
It's too many launchers. Let's see here.
No, there's way more than 4 launchers.
There's
We've got Bethesda, Sea of Thieves.
There's GOG. There's Epic. What is this
Origin.
blue swirly one? What even is that?
That's Uplay, but
no, that's Cortana, Shalene.
Oh no, that's BattleNet.
Okay, Bethesda. Yeah, it's too many launchers. All of my bar is just launchers. It's just.
But GOG isn't even a developer though. They're an aggregate.
Yeah, but it's still another launcher that I have.
That's what I'm saying. Like it should be developer dependent, and then you'd be okay, and you wouldn't have to worry about Epic unless there's a game that Epic develops.
Yeah.
Joseph
Origin says use GOG Galaxy 2.0 to address your launcher issue if it works correctly. That's something that just was announced today. They're planning to do something with GOG Galaxy 2.0 that will combine all of your libraries into one. So
kind of like the Outlook for game launchers.
Like what Steam is supposed to be doing.
Yeah, well, Steam can.
Vendor, tell us about Origin and why we're talking about Origin.
Origin's a great thing, you guys. It's another launcher. Hey, how about that? You might want to get this launcher though, because right now on the Origin store you can get a copy of Sims 4 Standard Edition for free until May 28th.
Fantastic.
So yeah, and that is both on Windows and Mac systems. So
you're gonna have to remind me after the show to go install that.
Oh yeah. So I'm a big Sims fan. Remember how I told you guys how I have a scribbler of house designs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Big Sims fan ever since I was little. And I actually got it both on Windows and Mac. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I've started playing it. I'll share my gameplay with you guys later on. But
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, if you don't have an Origin account, you'll have to sign up for one in order to get the free copy of Sims 4. But don't forget that is only available until May 28th.
Okay, Skull and Bones is something that we've been really excited about. We've been looking forward to this game for ages and ages, but guess what? It's delayed again. It won't be at E3. Yeah.
We can just count on this game never coming out.
I feel the same way.
I would say that ship has set sail.
I absolutely think they missed their window, you know. If they had launched alongside Sea of Thieves when Sea of Thieves was not as content rich as it is right now, I think they could have really made a strong go of it. But I feel like now it's just this pirate ship has sailed. And
yeah, and I think it's one of those things. Do they launch a half-built game and then everybody gets totally furious like they did with No Man's Sky? Or do they delay it and launch something that's totally incredible that people just wait and wait and wait and the hype builds? And
well, I hope it is worth the wait. We will be waiting until at least March of 2020 before we get to see Skull and Bones.
It better be the best game I play of 2020.
Yes.
It looks so good. I mean, it has the aspects that I want that
Sea of Thieves. Yeah.
And like the realistic look, the way that, Black Flag felt was really nice. But man, in 2020, am I even going to care about pirates?
I mean, do pirates get old?
No.
Are pirates ever not cool?
No.
So, yeah. I mean, maybe by then we'll be so sick of Sea of Thieves that we're just going to switch over. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Sea of Thieves is
Skull and
they've
Bones
been out
is
for
a
2 years.
Experience. So,
yeah.
It's kind of different. I don't know.
I really like Sea of Thieves. I enjoy it.
I haven't played it in forever. I still say that we need to play it.
They have made some fantastic upgrades to the game.
It is good. I played it the other day by myself, but I really want to play it with everyone else. The fishing is fun.
Yes, we need to play some Sea of Thieves for sure.
Hmm.
So speaking of games that we've been waiting for, that I have at least, I don't know about you guys. I love the Splinter Cell series, right? You guys know me and my stealth games. I really enjoy Splinter Cell. It's good stuff. And I've been waiting for a long time for a new Splinter Cell game. And Ubisoft, gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't find it. Julian Garridy, who was the creative director for Division 2, tweeted that he's working on the next game in the Splinter Cell franchise with a couple of other Ubisoft employees. And, of course, everybody was really excited by this announcement. And he said, okay, please don't retweet. I may be in trouble. And shortly thereafter, Ubisoft announced that it was just a joke. He was obviously joking. He likes to joke. Our directors are just having fun. They don't have any announcements. So is this a leak? Did he slip and say this, or was he just being a jerk and getting our hopes up so that he could dash them on the rocks? I don't. What do you guys think?
I feel like this is definitely a leak.
Right? It's got to be a leak. Yeah. Please be a leak.
I just like their tweet of like, it looks like they're just having fun and we don't have any announcements to make right now.
Yeah, I actually sent Ubisoft an email after that, just letting them know like that I was going to E3 and looking to set up some demo appointments, and I happen to be highly interested in action stealth games.
I.e. Splinter Cell.
Yes.
I'm surprised.
Shalene is going to be the saving grace of both shows on the network. Like, she's going to come home from LA and be like, we have our own studio now.
Absolutely. What I was going to say is, I'm surprised that you didn't try the Ghost Recon game then.
Yeah. Is it good?
No.
Okay. Well, glad I didn't.
Because here's the stuff. Let me break it down for you. In Ghost Recon Wildlands, here's the stuff. All right, so you're sneaking up on this village where it's just an outpost. It's not even a main base. And I'm in a ghillie suit on a mountain about 300 to 400 yards away. I've got a silenced sniper rifle, again, 300 to 400 yards away. And in this village, this little outpost, they've got some hired guns, just guys with like Uzis and like tank tops. Like, they're not pro level bad guys,
Mm-hmm.
So I sneak up. It's nighttime. I got my silenced rifle. Get my rifle lined up. And I'm like, all right, I got him. Fire a shot. And it goes past the guy's head. And they turn and they're like, he's right there. And then mortars and reinforcements and cars.
Oh, that's the worst.
And it's like every single guy in that game is the most expert counter snipe. No matter where you are, no matter what you're wearing, just a bullet goes past your head and he's like, oh, See that he's right there. Yeah, that's where he's at. And it's just like it's so, but they do it in such a dumb way where they're like, like where's he at? We're searching. Let's just happen to search right at that location, 300 yards away, where a silenced rifle shot past my head. Like you wouldn't even hear it. It's the stupidest game ever.
That sounds.
And like I came from
very
the OG
fun.
Ghost Recon days, and it's such a shame. It's so stupid. And they're coming out with another one, and
yeah. This one is the other one was Wildlands.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then the new one is something different.
I
and
don't
you thought
know.
It looked terrible.
They have the Punisher in it now. They have this weird.
But I love that guy though, John Bernthal. He's so good.
Great. But it's not Ghost Recon anymore. It's just the Division 2, except nobody has health bars.
Yeah, I'm up for some Division 2 with John Bernthal though. That sounds fabulous. I'm for it. I don't know. And I'm not gonna play it regardless. There's too many things to play.
And in Wildlands, they actually had a whole Predator mission where you fought the Predator.
Like the Predator? That's amazing. That sounds so
3 triangle. Fun. But like again, that's not Ghost Recon.
So it's like not true to the series that you love, and that's what you don't enjoy. It's not that it's not a fun game.
Ghost Recon back in the day was a tactical military shooter where you're an elite like special forces team. The only thing you could see on your entire screen was a reticule. You didn't have any HUD. It's just what it was, and it was very tactical. And if you missed a shot from like 300 yards away, people knew something was up, but they weren't like, "Oh, there he is." Camo mattered. It was just highly. The days of realistic tactical shooters is over. Those don't exist anymore.
I agree with you there. Gone.
And it's sad, because that was Ghost Recon. It was SWAT 3, SWAT 2, SWAT 4. Those types of games. The early Rainbow Six days were tactical. Mm-hmm. Not anymore. And so it's a different era now. And to call that Ghost Recon is just kind of silly, I think. It's a fine game if you're working co-op. Terrible solo, and just not Ghost Recon.
Okay. That's thank you.
Okay. So
speaking of leaks, we have a possible leak of the entire Xbox press conference. Do you guys want to roll through it? Should we?
Let's leak away.
Okay. So, NeoGAF user Brawlder posted this, and he claims to be an industry insider. He shows at the bottom of the post a whole bunch of business cards from industry professionals that he has, and his own E3 badges from previous E3 conferences that he attended. And he says that he is fairly confident about some of these things because he knows people, and that some things he is less confident on. So this is what he says he is absolutely certain of is going to happen. Halo Infinite, we're going to get an info dump, a new trailer, and it will release holiday 2020, cross-gen, so on the Xbox One and the what's the next one called? Scarlet? Xbox Scarlet, I think is the code name for the next Xbox.
IPC.
Gears 5 will get a full gameplay reveal and demo walkthrough, multiplayer, and September release date. And just for everybody, just grain of salt here. We don't know how reliable this guy's sources are. We get these things every year. Gears Tactics, an info dump, a new trailer, and a release date for PC later this year. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, a final trailer with a final release date later this year. Bleeding Edge will be the name of Ninja Theory's next game.
What?
He's hearing two conflicting reports. One stating that it's a co-op horde-like sci-fi shooter with aliens across different planets and intense boss fights. And other reports say that it's an arena multiplayer PvP game. He has no 100% confirmation on this yet.
That would bum me out if that was the two options from Ninja Theory.
Yeah. I feel like neither one of those things is a fantastic
They got bought out, though, did they not?
For Ninja Theory. So, they did, yeah, but still,
but but Microsoft's whole plan was to give good small companies budgets to do better games. So they wouldn't be like, "Hey, Ninja Theory, we're buying you for your like storytelling and gameplay abilities,
and we want you to make an arena shooter."
And then they partnered with Sony.
The Outer Worlds, they will give us an info dump, a new gameplay trailer, and a release date.
So excited for that.
Cyberpunk 2077, a progress update, new gameplay trailer, and a targeted date. Age of Empires 4, an info dump, a gameplay reveal, and a 2020 release date. And Fable, he says this is the worst kept secret, and it's going to be Fable. It is confirmed Fable being worked on by Playground Games. And we will see a small teaser. And in 2020, we will see the game. So, Sea of Thieves, he says, they have confirmed that Sea of Thieves will have a teaser at E3. And that Battletoads will be there with gameplay. Project X Cloud, an info dump, and some dates for the rollout of Project X Cloud. Xbox Lockhart / Xbox Anaconda. This will be a Scorpio-style reveal. Not a physical look at the console, but baseline of specifics, including the teraflops, RAM, bandwidth, etc., etc. Teraflops, man. Teraflops. And he says it's going to be a big party, and there will be a lot of third-party stuff. This is what this gentleman says has a high chance of happening, but he's not certain of. A MechAssault game, a new Forza Motorsport, and also Forza Horizon 4 expansion pack number 2. The next big Capcom title, he thinks it might be something like Resident Evil 8 or a Resident Evil 3 remake.
They've already done a RE3 remake, so...
Have they?
Yes, they have. So why would they remake it?
Why did they do 3 before they did 2?
Because 3, I think, was a bigger seller.
Funny. A next-gen Rare IP will be revealed. A Perfect Dark reboot.
Maybe they didn't do a 3 remake. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I forgive you. This once.
I think they did a port. I think what I'm getting confused is I think they ported 3 to PC and it was awful.
Okay.
Like it just was not a good port.
Anyway. He says that 3 new studios have been acquired and that IO Interactive has been purchased by Microsoft. He says that Relic Entertainment may have been purchased and Asobo Studios may have been purchased as well. And he knows that definitely for sure Microsoft has not bought CD Projekt Red or Creative Assembly. And
also, real quick, on April 15th of 2019, RE Twitter posted a picture of Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 3 and said, "Ever feel like somebody's watching you?" So it seems like they are actually teasing an RE3 remake.
Very interesting.
I was wrong. It was just a terrible PC port, and I'm all down for an RE3 remake because that's the one that I got into first.
That would be super fun. I'm excited to stream it when it eventually comes out. I had a lot of fun doing the Resident Evil 2 streams. It's greatly fun. So I'm not going to go over what this guy says is rumored because it's kind of boring. But what do you guys think is the likelihood of this leak? Is it real? Did this guy just make it up?
Well, I think that I'll probably share that within my E3 predictions.
I think everything that he's quote unquote confirming is pretty realistic.
Yeah.
And the stuff that's like rumored is like quite realistic to be rumors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
I feel like he's doing that thing like the con man psychics, you know, that are like, someone in this room lost their father. It's a room of 900 people. Of course somebody lost their father at some point.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And either way, I'm not going to be surprised or I'm not going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
So all the major games that I'm looking forward to have already been kind of teased anyway.
What if this is the beginning of Microsoft and Sony merging?
That would never happen.
That would never happen.
Never.
No. If that happened, I would be preparing for the apocalypse.
Yeah, it's time at that point to hunker down in your vaults and start hoarding cram and Nuka-Cola. It's
Yep.
yeah. The end is nigh.
Working
Well,
together, different
you heard
story.
it first here. If it happens in 3 months, like most things we talk about on this show.
Vendors calling it. I think you're gonna see more partnering between these game consoles. But I don't think you're gonna see them merge by any stretch.
No, I think that's a big thing. But I think drastic things are underway
Interesting.
that we don't know about. But anyways, that's beyond E3.
You know what else seems like it would be beyond E3 is Netflix. You know, when I think of E3, I don't really think about Netflix. But Netflix has announced that they will be hosting a panel at E3. I'm going to be attending that.
Excellent.
And they said that they are wanting to talk about developing Netflix originals into games.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we've already had the Stranger Things mobile game, and there's going to be a Stranger Things Season 3 mobile game, which will be pretty cool. But they definitely have hinted that it's more than just the Stranger Things title. So that'll be interesting.
I would love to be able to use my Netflix subscription to play games.
Wow, that would be cool. What if you could play it like through Netflix?
Yeah.
Just simple games, like choice-based.
Very simple episodic games that I could make choices with my remote or my
like
phone.
Telltale style.
I mean, we're already seeing it with Bandersnatch, Black Mirror, and also who's that Outback Wilds kind of Steve Irwin guy? What's his name? Well, he does an interactive show as well, where you have to make choices. Carlo and I did it. We killed him like every episode. It was terrible. But it's a lot of fun. And so those kinds of things actually make me not surprised that Netflix is getting more interested in attending E3 this year.
Joseph said Minecraft Story Mode is already on there.
Let's not forget that DVDs did this back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Also, per choice novels like Hardy Boys existed. So this is just like a weird circling back around to that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're innovating on old ideas, which is smart. That's how you make money without having to, exhaust your brain effort.
Absolutely.
You know what else exhausts my brain effort is thinking about
segues.
Yeah. Also, apparently putting together show notes because I pasted in the wrong link here, so I can't read the article.
Uh-oh.
But George R.R. Martin has confirmed that he is working with From Software on a video game. It's not Game of Thrones, though. It's not Game of Thrones.
That's okay.
So.
I'm not even mad.
Yeah, but it's still a George R.R. Martin From Software collaboration. So look forward to that someday. I hope they'll show it at E3.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I missed the correct link there. So, the people who published Firewatch are making this weird little game console. It looks sort of like a Game Boy. It's yellow, it has a black and white screen, it has a control pad, a couple buttons, and a crank. And it looks adorable. It's comes with a season of games. It has like 12 games on it. I don't know if they're going to expand that, but it's it's a really weird little device, and I feel like it's an extremely hipster thing. It's called the Playdate.
I'm gonna guess that crank is for charging the batteries.
Wow. So it's like wee. I just gotta get this. Wee.
So I would like to show you. Where is this? I guess it's not on here, but I saw a video of this device, Rick, that showed someone using the crank to control a character. They were sending the sprite back and forward through time by using the crank.
I am definitely impartial to mechanical parts, moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't foresee this being a success.
Yeah.
Second thing, I don't think people are very impressed that it's a black and white LCD screen that costs $150, which is probably $200 Canadian. So, Canadians certainly won't buy it. I think this is going to be a one-hit wonder.
I definitely see this going the way of the Ouya.
Yeah.
And a Virtual Boy.
But
sorry, guys.
It's a very strange
Weird.
thing.
Weird.
So earlier in the show, we mentioned, gosh, this show's turning into a downer. We mentioned Telltale Games earlier in the program. And Telltale's catalog of games, you know, of course, Telltale closed down. Their catalog of games is being removed from Good Old Games storefront and also from Steam as well. So
that's sad.
if you want them, get them right now. And yeah, I think I'd better probably pick up a couple of these.
Is there a date? Do we know?
Are they going to be playable after they're gone?
May 27th is the date.
Oh my gosh, that's like
I believe they will still be playable if you purchase them. Yeah, it says here that anyone who purchased them prior to the delisting, the games will remain in the library.
Okay.
Huh.
So
I was going to say that would be the ultimate show and tell of, you know, this idea of buying digital content and not actually having it when servers go down almost.
There are about 4, I think, of the Telltale games that I've never played, so I'm going to want to purchase those.
Just while we're on the topic of Steam, just for a moment, they're actually doing some sort of marketing campaign. I'm just looking right now.
Spring clearance sale, I think, is.
No, they're calling it a spring cleaning event.
Yeah.
So you know, this is a Gamestack podcast. We would like you to remind you, now that it is spring, to go back to your game stacks and dust off, you know, the covers and enjoy some games. But Steam has this system where they do these badges, and you complete these daily tasks, and then you get medals and you earn levels, and it's part of, I don't know. This is very confusing.
Like a metagame.
I think you get free to play access if you complete certain daily tasks within Steam. And some of the games that are free to play would be like Dead by Daylight, Endless Space, Left 4 Dead 2, Fallout 4, Hellblade, and some other things. So it's cool. Check it out.
So a couple of people in chat, namely Ayla Wow and Lower Your Grade, are questioning the future of these Telltale games on console. And the answer to that is, I don't know. I would assume they'll be disappearing from those digital stores as well. So I would really recommend that if you haven't played all of the Telltale games and you think you might want to someday, now's the time to pick them up. So that's a real shame. It's awful that they're letting this happen. You know, I don't understand it. It just seems like a strange decision to me.
It's weird, you know, like companies go to business, gaming companies go to business in the 90s and the 2000s, and you're left with a physical copy of a game, and you're like, oh, remember when this company made this game? And now it's like the company goes under and you're left with a digital copy in the virtual space that you're like, am I going to lose this? Yeah. Is it going to disappear? So... yeah, we'll see.
And that's the thing. We don't really own our digital games. We just buy the right to play them for a while.
Yeah.
Correct.
So.
I mean, you know, my wife bought a whole bunch of Guitar Hero DLC songs and things, and they just don't exist anymore.
Yeah. That's terrible.
That's awful. Anyways. So sad.
So, this one is a little more tangential gaming news than the kind of things we usually cover. But the Supreme Court ruled recently that Apple can be sued for antitrust violations because the Apple's App Store is a monopoly. So Justice Brett Kavanaugh was the deciding vote on this decision, and he said that when retailers engage in unlawful anti-competitive conduct that harms consumers, people buying those companies' products have the right to hold the businesses to account. This is from CNN Business. And that is why we have antitrust law. The court's 4 liberal justices joined Kavanaugh in the 5-4 decision. And this decision does not accuse Apple of violating antitrust law, but it does establish that consumers have the right to sue the company for monopolistic behavior, because the App Store is the only way to purchase apps. So.
Wow, do you smell a class action lawsuit coming?
Right.
I don't. I feel like if you're buying an Apple device, you're buying into that Apple's thing, and so you just are joining that club.
Not true. As an Apple user, I often go outside and avoid iTunes altogether.
Really?
And the App Store. Oh yeah.
Why not just get an Android then?
Because they're garbage phones and they break after a year.
It's Samsung.
But that's like talking about Android versus iPhone is like talking about politics or religion.
It really
you just don't
is.
bring it up.
It really is. That's the kind of conversation that breaks friendships.
Anyways, I really feel like there's a class action lawsuit coming here.
I don't know, man. I figure if you're into Apple, you're getting Apple for Apple's sake, because everything works. It's highly curated, it's highly managed, so everything works. Versus Android, where it's more freeware, and sometimes you can download an app that will just break everything. Because you don't have that same sort of QC in the App Store for Google phones or Android phones, where, yeah, iPhones are tended to, they're supposed to be a bit more inclusive. I don't know. I'm surprised.
This is huge. I mean, like,
I miss my Windows phone, guys. I have an iPhone for my personal phone, and I have an Android for my work phone, and they're both terrible. Like, the best phone I ever had was a Windows phone.
But I certainly am for keeping companies accountable for their stupid practices, so I'm okay with it.
Well, I would just like to bring things into perspective. If this actually goes through the Supreme Court, we're talking about $1 trillion company.
That's just able to be sued, and I think
that's huge. Like, Apple is the first $1 trillion company in the world, and I think that this could leave ripples throughout the tech industry big time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's interesting. Wow. Yeah.
Good.
THQ Nordic, we've talked about them before. They buy up a lot of small studios and IPs, and they're apparently working on 80 games? What? How?
How do you have time for that?
I know, right? THQ Nordic, the publisher, this is from Game Informer, the publisher behind Darksiders 3 and Metro Exodus, has been quietly acquiring game licenses and studios for the past few years. And in a recent financial report, they stated that they have 80 games in active development across 2 publishers and a major studio, with one of those being an unannounced AAA game from 4A Games, which is the studio behind the Metro franchise. So
Plot twist, they're all on the Switch.
I'm going to guess that it's not going to be a Metro game, though.
I agree with that, yeah. I think it's time for them to try something else, to branch out.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a little quote from the financial report. During this period, we signed multiple new projects, among them a new development agreement with 4A Games, the developers of the Metro franchise, for their upcoming, still undisclosed AAA project. By the end of the quarter, THQ Nordic, Deep Silver, and Coffee Stain had 80 games in development, of which 48 titles are currently unannounced. What? How? That's too many. When they say in development, do they mean in development, or do they mean like Joe scribbled a note on a napkin?
I was going to say the folders were created on the server.
Right? There's no way. There's just no way.
I'm sure that in some, you could have like 48 games being storyboarded. It's not necessarily that there's text on screen. It's just storyboards or, the writing the story. So, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Well, our final news article today is a listener request. Nathan sent this in via Twitter, and he wanted us to talk about how well PlayStation Network is doing. This article is from Push Square. PlayStation Network reaches 94 million active users, with over 1/3 of them subscribed to PlayStation Plus. They revealed in a recent investor meeting that PSN has a whopping 94 million active users, with 90% having connected to the internet at some point in the last 12 months. And that PlayStation Plus has over 36 million subscribers at the end of March. So
okay, wait a minute. Good. 94 million active users having access within 12 months. That is not an active user. I'm sorry, but if you access within a 12-month time span once, you are not an active user.
Yeah.
I'm calling bull on that one. It's probably not 94 million active users.
Well, that is a pretty optimistic definition of active.
Yeah. Anyways, still, that's interesting.
That's a lot of people who own PlayStations, and a 30% attach rate for PlayStation Plus is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of reminds me a little bit of like when people all over Reddit or Twitter are like, man, nobody's playing Fallout 76 anymore. And then every time I load into a server, it's like completely full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like, you know, my schooling has really pushed me to say, you know, what are the numbers? What do the numbers actually look like? Because, you know, what are they trying to say here?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I agree. I think that Fallout 76 is very active.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's deceiving though, because I don't run into people that often.
Yeah, the world is so big.
Yeah,
which is great. I mean, that's how I want it to be. But if I didn't know how many active people were online when I was on, I would think that nobody played the game.
I mean, all you got to do is just go to the map and zoom out and look at all the yellow dots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's a ton of them.
They're all at the White Spring at all times.
Yeah.
Now you bring up a good point, because that actually kind of changes the behavior of players when they see other people on the map.
Which is why I wish they didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's actually a good thing, because if we look at games like Sea of Thieves, right, we don't know if anybody's out there, and it's kind of deflating a little bit in a way.
I like the mystery of it all, where you're like, I'm gonna go to that island, and then there's like 2 ships at that island, and you're like, I'm not gonna go to that island anymore.
Oh yeah, you know, you are right. I think at the very least there should be an option to be able to toggle that off, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I like the idea of being able to see someone's camp when they built a vending machine, but I don't know how it is in the PvP or the survival servers.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wish they didn't show people on the map, but it is a good measuring stick for like. It's almost like a self-boasting thing, like, hey, see, people are playing because you can see them all there.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about a game that's not the show.
That's it for the news today. Speaking of games, let's give one away, shall we?
Whee!
We have
like
a copy of
giveaways.
Forza Horizon 4, courtesy of Cloud76, one of our lovely listeners. And Cloud has offered us this code for Forza Horizon 4. It is a play anywhere title, so you can play this on Xbox or PC. So hopefully you have one of those platforms if you are the winner. Who's the winner, Thunder?
Okay, let me just hit the generate button here. Drum roll. 66. Okay, just to be clear, people who are entered in the giveaway are from the Discord list. So if you're not on the Discord list, I'm sorry. We haven't picked you for that reason. 66 is Captain Coots. Captain Coots, congratulations. I will put a star next to your name.
Ooh.
Okay. So you've done that?
Yes.
I don't need to make notes. Okay.
Nope, got it.
Fantastic. Do you want to talk about stocks? I love this segment of the show. Let's do Gamestop.
Oh yeah, let's talk about stocks.
And what is going on in the world of GameStop?
Oh, I just love that bumper. Well, all kinds of things are happening in the stock market. Reported in US dollars as of close of business today, or actually yesterday, Sony is down $1.26 since our last report, at closing at $48.34. Microsoft is down 29 cents. Ooh, closed at $126.41. Nintendo is up 72 cents. 43.42 is what they closed at. Take-Two is up over $1. They closed at $104.38. Activision is down $3.52. They closed at 42.18, and Ubisoft is also down over $3. They closed at $15.65. EA is down $1.49, and they closed at 92.11. So overall, not too bad in terms of markets. I
I'm
think just
interested to
EA,
see how
Activision, and
E3
Ubisoft.
affects the market.
I was just about to say
Oh
that.
yeah, big time. And I think what we've talked about with those leaks and E3 predictions and whether or not a company is even at E3, that really influences the stock market. And I think that we're going to see a lot of fluctuation in the coming weeks leading up to and after E3.
Joseph Tao raises a really good point in chat. He says that the uncertainty surrounding the tariffs is messing with the markets.
Yes,
So.
yes. And I think a couple episodes ago, I also talked about the negotiations between the U.S. and China regarding agreements there as well, tech agreements. So I think we're starting to see some of those fluctuations as a result of those things. So, yes.
Yeah.
That is GameStop.
Thanks, Fender. Rick, what have you been playing?
Actually, the game that I've been playing a lot that's my anomaly is Mafia 3.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
so
an oldie.
after I finished up Marvelous Miss Maisel for like the
Oh,
fifth time
yes.
and finished watching all of Game of Thrones, and I started binging Bosch on Amazon Prime. I'm loving it, and I was like, I kind of want to play a game like that, but I don't have LA Noire.
Oh, you don't?
No. And so I was like, Mafia 3 is kind of in that vein, just gangster shoot 'em up.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really enjoyed the combat of Mafia 3 to an extent. And I liked how Mafia 3 was unforgiving in the sense that, like, if you approached a situation right, you could just obliterate everyone quickly.
Yeah.
But if you screwed it up, you could die really quick. And man, I love what's it the character, what's his name? The CIA agent that helps out
He's great.
Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know this, but he has his own DLC
Oh,
where
really?
yeah, you help him. It takes place after the main story of Mafia 3, and you help Donovan track down someone in like Cambodia or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to play that because I love Donovan. I would love to see a TV show just about that guy. Netflix, if you're listening to me, Hangar 13, hook up with them and make me a show about Donovan and his Vietnam era CIA stuff.
I love it. I love it.
It would be awesome. So I've been playing that. I had Wildlands installed for a hot second and promptly uninstalled it because I was super annoyed. I was talking to someone about it, and they're like, "You should give it another shot. You should give it another shot." And I did the whole ghillie suit thing. There he is, and I was just done. And not to mention, like, I'm in a ghillie suit laying in a bush, and there's a helicopter that flies over, and they're like, "There's a guy right there. It's a bad guy," It's just like, seriously. So there's that. What else have I been playing?
Have you ever played LA Noire?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure if it's
good.
a Rick game though.
Yeah.
I played Indigo Prophecy and loved it. So.
Yeah.
Shalene, we should add that to our stream list.
That's a good idea. That would be a good story stream game.
I then played. I installed Medal of Honor again. The one that was like the newest one for the Xbox 360 or whatever, because I just wanted to give that one a shot. And I started to notice something about these games, about games in general. And that's when you put the difficulty on like realistic or hard or whatever. Like, Ghost Recon Wildlands has the Ghost version where it's like the ultimate realistic sim, blah, 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 blah. And I thought about this, and it frustrates me when a game company makes their realistic, quote unquote, difficulties on these sims or whatever superhuman, and they consider that hard or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
there's this like idea that an enemy takes more bullets, is more accurate, knows where you are. Basically, like they have cheat codes on.
Yeah.
And that's the realistic version or whatever. And it just bugs me that
Because
it's such
that's
a
not realistic at all.
it's a cheap shortcut for like having a harder difficulty. It's like, look, don't make the fleshy thing harder to kill. Make it easy to kill, but also make it easier for me to die. Like that's why I loved those realistic like things like, SWAT 3. You could turn the corner and somebody gets a drop on you, bang, and you're just down, And you're like, oh, and you just one shot and you're gone. And I just like that because I screwed up. They got the drop on me. I didn't throw my flashbang, whatever. And that's what made it harder was the people weren't, when you made it easier, the people were dumb. So like, for instance, like in SWAT 3, you'd throw a flashbang in a room and enter the room, and the guy's kind of like, huh? Whoa, there's guys, shoot. It was the reaction time was slower. And in, Ghost Recon or even Warfighter, I'm going to sneak up around this corner. And the second you pop around the corner, they're already aiming at you. Like they know exactly where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And like, 2 bullets and you're dead. Whereas like you could put 3 or 5 rounds of 5.56 into the chest cavity of someone. And like they haven't gone down yet. You're like, oh, yay, for realism. So I'm kind of annoyed of that whole thing. It bugs me, unless it's like a game like Destiny 2 where the difficulty is very superhuman because it's a different type of game. There's lasers and jumpy things and specials and stuff. So yeah, though I tried those games out and just got super frustrated with them, and I've been playing a lot of Fallout 76 trying to get the badges, and that is some fun but tough stuff. I've been doing daily quests. I've been having fun with that. But they're definitely tough. There's definitely a lot to do. Not in a grindy sense, just it's a lot of...
Not in a grindy sense. Archon posted his checklist in the Discord today. It was stapled. There were staples. There were enough pages he had to staple it.
All right, but...
He's got it bound and hard-covered.
but grinding in the sense that, like, I've got to farm this area for drops. It's not that kind of grindy. I've just got to do a bunch of different tasks that I only have to do once. There are some elements of grind when you have to get like recipe drops, but there's plenty of other things to do while you're grinding daily quests to get those recipe drops. So it's not so bad. The Archon says the original Rainbow Six games were unforgiving. Look, I had the Rainbow Six for Nintendo 64, and I got to the point where I could put it on the hardest difficulty, plot a route for my guys to take, and just stay at the start and send my guys out, and they would finish the mission for me. Like, I got really good at tactical games, and then like I was like, I'll take that same mentality into like these new tactical games. And it doesn't help when they know where you are before you even like ambush them. You're like, I thought I was supposed to be a ghost, and I snuck for a half an hour up this hill in a ghillie suit, and they're like, he's right there. So yeah, I think Fallout 76 is trying really hard to do this MMO thing. And they're doing it not MMO, it's the wrong word, but just constant content updates and stuff. I did play the Burrows raid. Air quotes, raid. Not being ironic or cheeky or anything like that. Me and Archon did it together, and we got to this one room, and this boss came out. We killed the boss pretty quickly and took out the one Mr. Gutsy, and I got like the mission complete thing, and I was like, my first words were genuinely, that was it? I was like, yep.
Wow.
And I just was like,
I'm sorry. In the chat, Archon says, check the electrician badge. Be the conduit in the imposter sheep squatch event 60 times.
Look, I didn't say it wasn't grindy. I just said it wasn't that grindy.
That's homework. That's not even video games anymore.
That's like, I need to take holidays to be able to do this.
To any sort of Guild Wars or World of Warcraft player, they're just kind of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's normal for content. Yeah.
Yeah, no
but
thanks.
In those cases, it's much more difficult. Like the grind in Guild Wars 2 to get like legendary items is insane. It's also very expensive. So as far as in-game currency is concerned, so like doing something 60 times is kind of like, oh, that's That's end game content. That's what you're supposed to do for end game content. And it's Bethesda's first shot at this stuff, and the Burrows was not very good. And I think in like the treasure chest at the end of it, I got like some pre-war money and like Fury.
Oof.
So yeah, I don't know. The new one's going to be interesting. The legendary vendor's fun. The Enclave events are great. I started doing those. But yeah, it's Fallout 76 is definitely one of those things that's a lot more fun with people.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to play with you guys for a couple weeks now.
I'm sorry. I got more bad news, guys.
What?
Why?
No.
My thesis was pushed back. My defense.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah. So like I thought I would be done in June. Nope. It's gonna be like mid-August. Yeah. Goodbye summer.
That's a bummer, dude.
But, so I'm sorry that I haven't been able to play a lot of games.
Well, it's okay. You're doing something more important than I think either two of us of having all the free time in the world to play games. But I gotta say, the last couple weeks of me gaming have been very like just negative experiences.
Well, that's not good.
Sounds like you need to like play an all new game.
I do. I was thinking that I do want a new game to play, but I don't have any options, and they're all unattractive. You know, like Anthem or Apex.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if
Stuff
Rick
like
would
that.
like Detroit Become Human.
Probably not.
I don't think so. I don't think
I
he
like
would go for it.
gunplay.
Yeah, you like the shoot 'em.
I do
He
like
likes
shooters.
action
The pew
and
pews.
gameplay. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and just everything now is MMO or grindy based. Like that's when a game enters the threshold of telling a player this is our new content, but you must only play this game, is when I start to fall off. Because like I just don't have the patience or the tenacity to just stick with one game for the rest of my life. And so like I'll never get the cool gear because it wants me to play it constantly, and I have like 50 other games that I want to play. And
Okay, I just Gotham.
anyway, that's all I got.
Gotham GK in the chat said something very philosophical and insightful. They say the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that grind, for lack of better word, is good. Grind is right. Grind works. Grind clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit. Grind in all of its forms, grind for life, for money, for love, knowledge, has marked the upward surge of mankind.
I don't think he's wrong.
No. And I mean, or she.
True.
So that's the show. Good night, everyone. We're going to end it on the best note we possibly can. Thank you, chat. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Asher Dusk does say that Bioshock or Fear. I enjoyed Bioshock Infinite and Bioshock 1. I have yet to play the Fear games. I bet you they are great.
I wonder if Rick would like LA Noire. It's the perfect balance between pew pew and like
Is there
solving.
gun-
I don't remember the pew pew of LA Noire. All I remember is doing interrogations and looking at clues, like flipping over, the dead arm to see what was underneath.
Oh, there's
it.
lots of pew pew in
Yeah,
LA
I don't
Noire.
remember
Closer
any of
to the
that.
end of it for sure.
I remember the
because
driving was terrible, so I always made my partner drive, and I was just ride.
The driving is brutal, but closer to the end of the game, because it's set in the 50s in New York, I think, or Chicago maybe, and you start to move up the ranks in the police force, and you eventually become like a top tier detective, and you get more involved in solving crimes around gang related things. So closer to the end of the game, then you get more involved with the gangs, and that's where the guns really come in. Yeah.
And I hope if anybody is out there listening to us that is of any influence, please make at least just one game that's a good tactical shooter. I miss playing tactical shooters, and I can only play SWAT 2 so much before I get annoyed that everything looks like a cube. Speaking of, real quick, I thought you guys would enjoy this. So my wife has been really into Minecraft, like crazy. She's bought it on every platform it's available on.
Wow.
And today, our buddy came over and they have a server together, or a realm, or whatever you want to call it. And she had built a quote unquote temporary house that has like 2 floors. It's
the
fully
trailer that you
furnished.
live in while your bigger house is being built. Yeah.
Right. And like she's got like 2 floors, like one's got a deck and there's like fully furnished room, and you know, all this stone foundation, and it's built out of wood. And he's like, "This is your temporary home?" She's like, "Yeah, it's just temporary while I whatever." And she like opens the door and like walks outside, and she's like, "There used to be a lot of trees there, but," and then you just hear this and like she flies to the left, and now there's a giant gaping hole.
Oh,
Ow.
wow.
And she jumps and screams. It was the best thing ever because a creeper just poofed.
Oh, no. Creepers are the worst.
Blew a crater, and like the side of the wall's gone. There's a crater in front. But she's like, "Yeah, it's just my temporary place. You know, it's just reminding me of like, you know, Madagascar. You know, we're using seawater just till the plumbing's finished. So this is crazy little, like, quote unquote temporary shelter, and just now has this massive hole in the side."
Yeah.
Just it was so funny because she's like, "Yeah, it's just boom." Ah!
You know,
And
I
he's
was
like,
thinking,
It was so good, man.
I was thinking, Rick, maybe you should boot up PUBG.
No, because then again, that's one of those games that if you haven't played it constantly, you're not going to be any good at it. And I just,
we're gonna go on a mission to find you a game, Rick. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
I wonder when does Master Chief Collection come to PC? When is that?
I'll have fun
Somebody
with
Google that.
I don't know, but I'm also going to love Outer Worlds. I've just got this feeling I'm going to dig that. So
I think it's gonna be a good one. Is that your gameplay for this week?
yes, it is.
Fender.
Well,
what you been playing?
I'm gonna roll through really quickly because we're running short on time and we still have a lot to cover. So I just want to briefly mention that I had some time to hop on Arc in the last 2 weeks. Very briefly, I think Sunday morning or Saturday morning, actually after the last Gamestack episode, Archon and I jumped on. Archon was, I think, on the call. Rick, you were there too. We're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, but Arc was down, so
Arc was down, and then I got it up just after Rick had to go to work. Typical. But I also want to welcome 2 new people to the server. Tasmani, who is in the chat with us this evening, and also Aaron 1120, who is new to the Discord and the community as well, also an avid Arc player. So yeah, welcome to the server. I'm sorry that I can't integrate you guys and get you going, but I hope that you find a nice place to live. Be sure to check out the map in the Discord to see where everybody's bases are, and we'll get you situated as well. I got Sims 4. I'm super excited about Sims 4. Carlo's playing it too with me. So we were playing a little bit last night, which was super fun. And I got it on Mac and on PC. On Mac, I created a Spanish character. Shalene, you'll be happy to know. His name is Cornelius Hernandez. So that's his name. It's definitely not very Spanish though. Maybe the last name. But he's very handsome, and he's a banker, and he has a nice two level 2-bedroom family home.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's really nice. And on my Windows Sims edition or Sims copy, this is going to be my main player, and I've created you, Rick. I've created you. And here's a picture of you. That is the character that I have created. It looks like him, right?
It's nothing like him.
Yeah, when you sent this to me to queue it up, you did not have to explain it. I knew right away.
You know, the funny part is that the original Chin had a very prominent dimple.
I don't have
and I was like, no, Rick doesn't have a prominent dimple.
I kind of do.
You kind of do, all on camera anyways. But
yeah,
I realized that the mutton chops are a little bit more than what you usually have, but
only because my wife would not let me do that.
And the hair is parted the wrong way. But I think other than that, it's a perfect rendition.
That's true. I do it.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate, I think.
Everybody in the chat is like, yes, it's
so
perfect.
Fabulous.
So anyways, Rick McVick is a musician. He's a musician in the Sims universe. He's got
actually a waiter in the
yeah.
game.
He's living in a 100-year-old single-story bungalow. In
Close
the
to reality.
yeah. So it's gonna be real good. I'm excited. I'm gonna report back on every episode of GameStack. Yeah.
Just the updates of Sim Rick.
Yeah, Sim Rick.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great.
That's my gameplay.
I do want to say real quick that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do like one of those like what game should I play quizzes. I couldn't even finish it because I didn't understand one of the lingo words because apparently I'm old.
What was the word?
Drill, DRIL. Pick like it was like pick a drill tweet. And I was like, I don't know what drill is. Apparently it's like a novelty Twitter account. I don't know. I'm old. I'm beyond
old.
Kotaku quizzes.
Wow.
I walked into the grocery store this morning and the replacements were on the overhead radio and I'm rocking out in giant groceries and I'm like, oh, I'm the target audience. Time to get my milk and coffee and go home in shame.
Right?
Oh, that's brilliant. That's
awesome. So what have you been playing, Shalene?
As always, there's Pocket Camp. Pocket Camp is an eternal part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I finally bit the bullet and created an Animal Crossing room in the Discord server. So yeah, you can all join me there, folks, in the Animal Crossing room in the Discord.
How wonderful!
Where we can share adorable screenshots of our adorable characters and our lovely animal friends.
I just love that you and your mom, you just play Pocket Camp, and it's just so much fun.
It's a good time. It's a good
bonding thing.
My mom turned her cabin into a jazz club, and she has it full of mice, little mice. So it's little mice like playing jazz music.
That's so good.
It's so great. It's so great. And there's a little saxophone, and one of the little mice will play the saxophone. It's adorable. It's so cute.
It's kind of like the Raisins. You guys remember the Raisins?
I loved the Raisins.
California Raisins?
Yes. Yeah. I was a big fan of the Raisins.
That's great.
So yeah, as always, Pocket Camp. There's a fishing tourney now, so I had to put on my special fishing tourney outfit and go fish. So that's what I was doing as we were preparing for the podcast today.
Of course. Yeah, she's probably playing it right now.
And I've been playing Fallout 76 also. This has become another constant in my life. I'm still really enjoying Fallout 76, which is fortunate. So, yeah.
That's great.
Wonderful.
It's a good thing. The new content has been, I feel like they've been rolling it out kind of relentlessly in a way, and I feel like I'm never going to catch up. But
see, that's my point, Shalene. When like a game starts to be like, this is all you should play, that's when I start losing interest, and Fallout's getting close.
Yeah.
Or like you have to watch a video and read an online article to understand what the new stuff is in the update and how to find it. The game doesn't let you. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we do a podcast about this game, and I feel like I'm so unqualified.
We can't keep up.
To do this podcast. Like,
we can't keep up. Yeah.
So I guess our time to announce the end. No.
No, we need a TFS intern that can play the game for us and report back on it. And then while we're reporting back on it, the Bethesda intern will be listening about the TFS intern's gameplay and reporting back to Bethesda. What a meta world. Anyways, continue.
Have you realized that we're the think tank behind all of Fallout?
We are the Fallout 76 think tank. Yeah.
I just got the notice that you tagged me in the Discord, Shalene, where it's like, read this, and Archon's like, do you realize that Rick in episode 25 demanded a guitar weapon?
Yes. Okay, so I think this is the time when we have this conversation. Archon pointed out to us a couple days ago that we have a lot of uncanny, very coincidences, I guess you could say. I mean, what would you call them, Shalene?
Uncanny coincidences is pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Rick demands a guitar weapon. Fallout 76 is advertised with a guitar weapon. Rick says, hey, you know what would be a great setting for a Fallout game? West Virginia.
Yeah.
Who sets a game in West Virginia?
Yeah.
I like I just want once, like the official account or like Pete Hines, just to be like, we see you, and then just so we know.
They would
Yeah.
never admit to that because that means that they don't think up their own content.
Have you noticed that Pete Hines has not tweeted like in months? Like in 6 months.
All out on the horizon.
Well, maybe he's got a part-time job.
But it's been like months since Pete Hines has done more than just a retweet.
I never thought about that, actually.
Yeah, it's been a really, and he used to interact with fans all the time, but it just stopped. So
Maybe
I
he
wonder
got-
what's up with that. I feel like the conspiracy theory person in me just
Maybe the
going crazy
lawyers were
about
like,
that.
"You need to stop tweeting right
Maybe.
now."
Bethesda is notoriously litigious. I do think it's a little weird though that like they were very interactive with us back in the day. You know, we would get the occasional retweet or acknowledgement, but like now, nothing. Like it's a dry well, and it's just us. That's just us.
They don't seem to be doing that to a lot of content creators.
They do retweet content creators all the time. But
Well, then what the hell?
I know. I don't know.
Maybe
Well,
it's
we
just-
know you're listening, so at We Just Love Games,
Maybe when I go to BE3, I'll ask them.
at
What the
that
heck?
Fallout show.
Honestly, what I think it is YouTube right now is in Twitch are kind of the major
Yeah.
platforms pushing, and podcasts are in like the dank, wet basement with like Hewlett Packard machines that are still beige.
Ooh, no,
So
that is like,
that's what podcasting is. No, podcasting is a very overlooked medium.
I
yes,
agree with that.
I
yeah.
agree.
I feel like people don't understand the reach of podcasts, but that's neither here nor there.
Exactly.
Guys, I've been playing a game that I'm really excited to talk to you about. It's called A Plague Tale: Innocence. We mentioned this a few episodes ago in the upcoming releases, and I actually was given an advanced copy of this game. I'm about halfway through, and it's fantastic. This is probably my game of the year so far,
Oh,
which I'm kind of shocked to say. You know?
so tell us, what is it about?
So A Plague Tale, it's probably about a AA game. You know, it's the team, Asobo Studios, I think is about 40 people, and but it does not play like a game made by 40 people. It's very polished and very impressive. The graphics are beautiful. It's set in probably 1400s France.
What?
Yes.
Now I have to play it.
And you play as a character named Amicia. And Amicia is a girl of about 13 or 14 years old, maybe about 14. And she is tasked with caring for her brother, who is about 4 or 5, Hugo. And they are thrust into the world, and it's a plague-ridden world. There are rat swarms everywhere. And these rats, the rat physics, guys, this is not a sentence I thought I'd say today. The rat physics are really impressive. It's very astonishing, the sheer number of rats that they can have on the screen.
Oh, I see
moving
them
independently.
Oh my gosh.
It's very impressive. And gosh, this game is so special. It's doing something different than anything else I've played in a long time. It's basically it's a stealth game, but it's not really it's more of a sort of a puzzly stealth game, because you don't have a million different pathways that you can take. You don't have supernatural powers. Mm-hmm. You're just this young girl who has to consider, you know, getting through this situation, but also getting through it with your 5-year-old brother holding your hand, you know? And Amicia, she's not a grand warrior. She's just a kid. So combat is really interesting. She has a sling that she can shoot rocks and other things out of. And you have to be creative in the way that you employ these few tools that you have at your disposal. the first big boss fight in the game, Amicia is facing off against this huge dude. And if she takes a single hit, that's it. It's over. You know, she's not a big tough fighter. She's a kid. You take one hit and you're down. So you have to be really smart with the way that you approach these situations. It's very, very effective at creating a sense of tension. There's a lot of chase sequences and
wait a minute. Sean Bean is in it?
No, Sean Bean, not to my knowledge. I haven't met him yet if Sean Bean is in it. But he did a trailer for it. So, yeah.
I love Sean Bean.
The voice actors are really good for Amicia and Hugo. The graphics are really good. The polish is much, much greater than what you would expect from a small team. I have had one really hilarious graphical glitch. You know, Amicia is holding Hugo's hand, and I was trying to turn around, and they just started spinning. Like, it was hilarious. It was so funny. But it's a really, really great game. It's really effective at creating this sense of tension. I've had a couple of deaths, and the deaths are horrible. You know, it's
yeah.
Ugh.
Can we add this to our Sunday Fun Day stream list?
Of course we can. Of course we can.
Yes.
It's really, really good.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
So I can't recommend this game highly enough. This is a very special game. The relationship between Amicia and Hugo kind of reminds me of the relationship between Kratos and Atreus in God of War. You know, because she hasn't really been involved in Hugo's life up until this point that they're out on this adventure. Mm-hmm. Just in the same way that Kratos was not a huge part of his son's life until they were out, you know, in the world together. So the storytelling, it's an interesting dynamic. The characters are compelling and believable, and it's great. It's a gem. This game is a real gem. It's a
space hog. Hey, 50 gigabytes.
It's legit though. This game, you know, you expect it to be like a bargain kind of. It's like $50 though, but it's worth it.
Yeah, on Steam. Well, for me anyways. But...
It's 50 I think in America, but it's absolutely worth it, guys. It's
cool.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I can't recommend it highly enough. This is my favorite game that I've played this year. So.
Huh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shall we do a giveaway?
Yeah, speaking of games, let's give some away. I've got some games left over in my humble bundle, and I've got this. I thought, you know, let's give away this awesome game. It is it's called Fight and Rage. It was released 2 years ago on September 19th, 2017 by Bethesda Games devs. It's an old school side-scroller. It's inspired by the classics from, you know, the Golden Age, and with an art style that kind of mimics the aesthetics from the 90s arcades games that we all have come to know and love. It pays homage to all classic gameplay features that makes the genre one of the best from its time. It retails right now on Steam for about $16 US. And let me just queue up my random number generator. Drum roll. 113. Who is 113? That is Hoshi 13.
Yay!
Yay! Congrats, Hoshi 13. We'll connect with you after the show. But congrats.
Alrighty. Shall we get down to the brass tacks of why we are here today?
Yeah.
Let's do some E3 predictions for E3 2019, and you can, of course, pepper your predictions in here as well, chat, into the live chat. So, we're not going to be super scientific about this. I've just laid out a few different categories for us, and we can just go around. No, we're never scientific. Well, Vendor is sometimes, because that's his job, but...
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So let's just go kind of round robin and talk about it. Let's start with EA. What do you guys think is gonna happen with EA this year?
Okay, before we start with EA, can we kind of just maybe talk about like overall?
Sure. You guys want to start with miscellaneous?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way. I guess I'll start because I kind of made an issue of it. But I think we're gonna see more crossplay this year in general.
I hope
Followed
so.
followed by some lies. We're gonna see a lot of lies.
Mainly from Microsoft.
Yeah, mainly from Ubisoft. Yeah, I was hoping that we were going to see some more announcements on delayed games, like Skull and Bones.
Except just their delayed announcements.
Except it's delay of the delay. So there we go. I think we're going to see a release date for CD Projekt Red, with their
Cyberpunk.
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, so they're gonna have some exclusive news on that. I think that we're gonna see some more interactive TV series, and this was before I knew that Netflix was coming. So that's just a hunch, and I also think that we're gonna see a lot more cloud-based computing. Google. I'm curious to see what Google will have to say. Do you think they'll be there? Are they going to be there?
They certainly haven't really. Maybe in someone else's event.
Yeah.
But,
like PC Gamer or something.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's for everyone. But what I'm going to be bummed about is if like this whole like interactive TV trend catches on and they make cool movies and stuff and videos, but like they're only interactive. I don't want to do that while I watch TV.
Hey, and it's not for everybody, right?
No, but like that idea of like, man, we created this really awesome show, but it's interactive, and you're like,
oh, and you actually have to do it.
Yeah,
it would be nice to have the option to just I'm good.
But like a canon ending, and then your pick.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of all I had for just overall miscellaneous.
I think we might see a new Call of Duty footage because they just confirmed the new Call of Duty is going to be called Modern Warfare.
What do you think of that?
At least they're not like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2, where you're like, why do you have many numbers? At least they're kind of like, all right.
Call of Duty is kind of like Kingdom Hearts with their naming, because the Kingdom Hearts has like Kingdom Hearts 3 3/4 Dream Drop Vision, and Call of Duty is like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Part 4.
I think it's dumb that like you can't come up with something original. Battlefield 1 made sense because it was World War 1. Battlefield 5 doesn't make sense because it's the... I don't know.
I just hope they bring back Soap. I liked Soap. Yeah.
Like
Soap the character.
Soap is good. Smells nice.
From Modern Warfare.
I
loved Soap. Soap was my favorite.
I know. Yeah. Well, apparently it's not in vein with those Modern Warfares.
So it's a different Modern Warfare, but they just named it the same thing?
I think it's a different one.
I can't wait to see how they're going to justify this.
I mean, again, at least it's not a weird number convention. Fine. But like, man, just come up with something more original. If you're like, our new Call of Duty is going to be the same name as the last one, that makes me go, the story is going to be garbage. And so is the gameplay, because it's all just going to be recycled. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to see what this is going to look like. Maybe it'll be kind of a nice throwback. Who knows? And the other thing, Shalene, I figured you might know this. Since Sony's skipping this, do you think we're going to see anything about Death Stranding?
Oh, Death Stranding. That is a good question. I don't think so. I think they're going to save Death Stranding for something else. I think
when the movie comes out?
Yes. Death Stranding doesn't actually exist. I still believe that. I won't believe that Death Stranding actually exists until I've played it.
We'll find out.
Yes. It's just a series of short films starring Kojima's friends. Yeah. But I do think that Sony is going to drop some videos because they're not going to be able to let Microsoft control this conversation. I think that if Microsoft announces, some more details on their new hardware, then I think Sony's going to release details on their new hardware. You know, I think it's going to be.
Or
I don't think
maybe
they'll
with
be able
this
to
new-
stay completely out of it.
What about with this new partnership? Microsoft announces Sony's
What if
software.
Sony walked out onto the Microsoft stage?
Right?
Oh my gosh! What if they were just debuted Death Stranding at the Xbox
Is it
conference?
just good timing? Is it just good timing, Shalene?
No, I don't think this is that kind of partnership. I think this is a
No.
very limited partnership.
So we're getting married.
I forgot to mention the Outer Worlds.
I can
also.
just see. I can just see. Phil
yeah.
Spencer comes out, you know, with Bill Trinen, and he's like, "Hey, I'd like you to meet your new stepfather."
Yeah.
We're gonna see more Outer World stuff. I definitely think so. but it's
Yeah.
probably-
Mhm.
I am really excited about this game.
So something, Shalene, that you mentioned was like new videos about new consoles. A discussion point I'd like to have for a different day. Do new consoles with new technology matter when the games are just... All right, so yeah, does it matter because all new games aren't innovative in the sense of gameplay or story? Most AAA games for new consoles just show off hardware with old concepts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I would like to discuss that a little bit because it just kind of hit me. I was like, why do we need a new console when games aren't getting any better?
Yeah. That's absolutely a
Are you
conversation
talking?
worthy of an entire episode.
I mean, just very briefly, are you talking about like? Are you hinting at backwards compatibility?
No, I'm hinting at like, all right, so you've got PUBG, which is exploding, huge. It's not a graphically or processive intensive game. It's a server intensive game. Fallout 76, it's not a graphic or processive intensive game. It's a server intensive game. Same thing with Apex or Anthem. Like they're not
Mm-hmm.
going crazy with new things and new technology. Like they require server side tech. Yet here we are getting new consoles that do better and bigger things when all these games do is just kind of polish things up so they look shinier. Maybe anti-aliasing is better, but they all require a lot of server-side tech rather than console front-end tech. And I just wonder, is the whole point of consoles these days and new games like Call of Duty 56, it looks cool, but it's the same game over and over again.
Are we kind of at a standstill? You know, or are we just spinning our wheels here? I think it's a good discussion.
I would like to discuss because it just made me think. Like the last game that I played that had insanely good lighting was Metro Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why we haven't heard from Todd in a while. They locked him in a room and said, "Come up with new ideas," because we don't have anything else, and the industry is stagnant, and you have to be the Steve Jobs.
I don't know.
Bethesda.
They have a new idea though, and then everybody just hates them for it. You know.
Well, anyone's gonna do that. But I mean, look at Outer Worlds from this company out of nowhere, and they've got this cool concept. Or, even 76 was a Hail Mary. At least with that IP, Starfield could be something that's completely new and interesting that we could all get behind. That maybe does change the way that we play games or change the way that we think about them. I don't know. I just don't see a lot of big companies, EA, Ubisoft, making games that necessarily take us to the next level. They just kind of, like I said, it's like those beef gelatin like entrees from 1954, and they just added whipped cream and then a cherry, and they're trying to make it better. And it's beef gelatin, man.
No.
It's beef flavored, and you wiggle it. Exactly. That's
Please don't make that noise anymore.
Everybody eating their lunch,
Okay,
listening to the
my
podcast after the
miscellaneous
fact is going to be
predictions.
gagging.
All right, sorry, Shalene.
So we already talked about my Sony thoughts that I do believe they will be responding to what happens at E3 with videos and streams. I also I think that we're gonna finally see this year Ken Levine's new game, Ghost Story Studios. Is it Ghost Story? I think that's the name of his studios. But Ken Levine, creator of BioShock, he's been working busily behind closed doors for years now, and I think we're going to finally see what he's been up to, and I think we're going to be underwhelmed by it as well. Anything that's been in development for that long has missed its window. And I have kind of a general overarching prediction. Last year, everything was open world. Everything was a bunch of checklists and a bunch of points on a map. And I think this year we're going to see a resurgence of shorter, single-player, narrative-driven experiences. And that's something that I will welcome. So...
I think that this E3 is going to be a majority of DLC and updates.
You think so?
I think so.
I feel like because there have been so few leaks so far, I feel like that means that there's going to be some big stuff.
Maybe you're right, because if you look at all the confirmed stuff, it's just updates of everything that's out already. And either it's going to go your way or it's going to go the way of DLC and updates, in the sense of trying to get people jazzed up over a DLC or an update in getting people to feel like it's a new thing.
Yeah.
So, which I hope it isn't. I
think 90% of E3 is going to be that this year.
What, updates and DLC? Okay, yeah. So you're on the negative side with me. I hope it's the what.
I would rather like to see more like crazy exclusives coming out. But I think we got to take the good with the bad, and I think we're going to see more extra content on existing games and possibly some new fancy tech.
I have a really good
hardware.
feeling about this year. I'm just going to be Pollyanna over here. It's going to be good. What do you guys think is coming from EA?
Okay, who wants to go first? Who wants to take this one first?
Go ahead.
Well, they're not appearing. They don't have a keynote, right?
Right.
So it's going to be tough for them. Sorry, EA. I think that they're going to mention something or showcase something a little bit about Anthem somehow paired with an apology for their shareholders. I would like to see expansions for Sims 4, considering that I just started playing it. So I think that would be really fun. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more content for Apex. And probably another Star Wars.
Well, we definitely have Star Wars coming from EA with Jedi Fallen Order, which is a little surprising to me. I thought it was just going to be like, here's stuff that we've already done 50 times, or just updates to things. I mean, obviously we're getting another FIFA. Everyone knew that.
Yeah, I didn't even list those because I was like, yeah, they're going to happen.
I'm not quite sure what to think of Star Wars yet. I don't even think they've really released
high hopes for Star Wars.
Really?
Rick,
do.
Okay, let's revisit. You did not have high hopes for Star Wars last year, and then you bought it and you played it and you said it was good.
You know how long I played it? 20 hours.
And you said it was good.
If I liked it, I would have kept playing it. The story was short and the multiplayer was awful.
Well, now I can't believe anything that you say. Because you were like, this game is actually so good, you guys.
I just watched episode 8. I was on a Star Wars high, man.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I see how it works. Man, you really should play L.A. Noire. Anyways.
I do have high hopes for
high
this
hopes
one.
for Star Wars? Okay.
Okay. What else have you guys got?
Well, that was my list. Keep going, Rick.
For EA, I don't think we'll get many new IPs. I think we'll get like a couple that we already know about, and mainly just updates and DLC.
Yeah.
I'm looking over my list right now, and I can't help but feel like, if anyone's a Pulp Fiction fan, I can't help but feel like Marcellus Wallace lately in the gaming world.
Well, I definitely think
what
that
happened to him in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. I think I don't think EA is going to be a major contender in the sandbox this year.
They could be. They could be.
I think they're going to show some Dragon Age, but it's not going to be like gameplay. They're just going to confirm that they're working on it, just as sort of a like, I know you guys were not crazy about Anthem. I understand. But look, we've got some BioWare goodness in here.
Yeah.
We're working on it. It's going to come. It's gonna be there.
EA will always be the needle in the Halloween candy for me. Like anything that
Ew.
they do, there's always that like.
That's terrible.
I know I'm gonna bite down. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, ow, oh, I wanna love it.
I also think they're going to focus really hard on sports because the sports games sell. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah. And after a game that flopped like Anthem, they really need to appease their shareholders.
And I think they're going to add a story mode to FIFA. You guys may recall a couple years ago I predicted that they would add a story mode to Madden.
Oh, okay.
And they did. And I think this year is the year for FIFA. I wonder if that already exists, and I'm predicting something that already exists because I don't play FIFA. But that's my predictions for EA. What about Microsoft?
I'm gonna do it first just because mine's short. I only kind of think it's gonna be crossplay announcements, and I've given up trying to figure out Xbox.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Well, just because it's so broad, they have so many developers.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that crossplay is going to be a big thing this year on many major fronts. I just also want to point out that the keynote for Microsoft is on Sunday, June 9 at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Are you sure about
that? I believe so.
Hold on.
Oh, Shalene, maybe you're right.
Hold on. It's at 1 Pacific.
Oh, I stand corrected. My apologies.
So
I don't know why I thought, because Bethesda's at 6.
Yeah, I was having a panic attack for a minute because I'm supposed to go to both of those, and if they're happening at the same time, I can't.
Sorry, my news source is wrong on that.
That's okay.
Changed since then. I think that I think we'll see some stuff from Halo, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I am really praying to the old gods and the new that they revamp the goddamn Microsoft store. And that they showcase that at E3, because that is the worst possible online purchasing platform ever devised.
It's pretty bad.
It's so bad. Xbox, as an aside, is also pretty terrible. So I think both of those need an entire overhaul. I don't know, but I think it's entirely possible that we could see a new console. A VR ready console, maybe. My partner's sister went to a Facebook conference in LA earlier this month. And I was talking to her about it yesterday, and she said that everybody at the conference got an Oculus Rift.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's not the conventional Oculus Rift that is powered through your PC with cords and everything.
That Oculus, the one that's just freestanding?
It's the standalone Rift, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So we're now starting to see VR technology become a little more streamlined, and I wonder if we might see a new console that's VR ready.
I don't think so. I feel like Xbox has kind of skipped VR. I was hoping
I don't know. Maybe we'll get like an Xbox One X1. Which I would like to point out that 1X1 or IXI is not an actual Roman numeral.
Fantastic.
So.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
I think that Halo Infinite is going to be a games as service. I think it's they're going to debut Halo Infinite not as a title as much as a platform. They're going to market it like your Destinies and your Divisions, etc., etc. I think they're going to market it as a platform, and I think I'm going to hate that. I don't want that from Halo, but that's what I expect from Halo Infinite.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't call it Halo Finite.
I'm preparing myself for disappointment, for bitter disappointment. Fable is going to be back, and it's going to look amazing. It's going to be so good. Playground Games, they are a racing game studio, and of course racing games tend to have some of the best graphics out there. So I think that Fable is going to look amazing. And I think that they are going to have I think that they are going to be working together with Obsidian on Fable. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Huh.
It's gonna be great.
Okay.
It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I think they're gonna show the new hardware, the next console, and that they're going to announce plans to release it next year. And
Really?
I think that Bethesda is going to be on the stage at Microsoft to show us something new, probably something Doom related this year.
Oh.
And I think that they are going to announce Play Anywhere for iOS so that you will be able to play your Xbox games streamed to your iPad or your iPhone or whatever. So,
Something I just kind of thought of. I think 2020 is going to be a big target for a lot of hardware and stuff just because of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we might get a lot of hardware announcements this year. Just trying to hit that interesting, like a new. Here's our new VR, the 2020, because 2020 vision.
you could
stuff.
call it the Xbox hindsight.
At least I won't have some stupid numerical system.
Or maybe it'll be the Xbox 2X. I think that they're gonna tell us about a console, but they won't actually show us what it is.
Maybe.
But I don't really care because I'm not an Xbox user, so.
You know
I
what
think
we do
for
care
a lot of
about?
people, they're probably hoping.
Bethesda. We care about Bethesda.
I care about Bethesda.
Let's talk about what we expect from Bethesda this year.
Well, their keynote's on Sunday, June 9th, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So stay tuned for that. And you can join us right here an hour earlier at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time for the Bethesda E3 We Just Love Games live stream with myself, Rick, and special guests Liz and Tim. But enough about that. Let's talk about our predictions. What do you guys think?
I think we're definitely going to see more ES6 from that teaser trailer from last year. We're going to see more Starfield. And I got a gut sneaking suspicion, my lamb chops are tingling, that we're going to see a new IP.
Ooh. Completely new IP.
I think so.
Like within the Fallout franchise or within...
No.
Like not even Starfield? Like something...
I think we're going to see something new that we were expecting. Just because
Okay.
Cool.
they've been quiet. They've been buying up a ton of studios. And I think we're going to see something new.
I welcome new IP.
I hope you're right.
Yeah. Is that what you got?
Yep, that's it.
So I also think Starfield, we're going to see a full trailer this year with a release date for late fall. I'm guessing probably November sometime. That seems to be the traditional time frame for Bethesda games. I would lose my mind, you guys, if Bethesda announced that they're doing a remaster Fallout New Vegas.
That would be great.
I think you'd see Fallout 3 before New Vegas.
Probably.
I agree
You're
with
probably
that.
right.
Obsidian.
But that's unrealistic. I think what might be more realistic is that Todd announces maybe a Skyrim remaster. Right? I mean, we know they're listening. Come on, guys, put it together.
What if they made like a DLC for the Skyrim Enhanced Edition or whatever it's called that was
on the Switch?
That was like it was a console within the game that you could sit the Dragonborn at and play Skyrim.
Yeah. And the last thing that I'm almost certain will happen is we're going to have witty remarks from Todd Howard about how Bethesda is secretly listening to its community, aka that Fallout show. And they're going to hand out stickers and you know, the guy with the light is going to go and shine it over to where Shalene is sitting and she'll be waving and it's going to be great.
The Queen wave.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes.
Announced that the three of us are now their content producer.
Yeah, and then I'll just quit grad school and Rick, you can get the studio you always wanted.
Beautiful. It's going to be great.
What do you think, Shalene?
I think that they are going to announce Fallout 76, a new storyline with dialogue. I think we're going to have player dialogue choices.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. Not
Well,
really.
we've
I'm
been
just
wanting that
doing the
for
wishful
since the
thinking thing.
start.
But don't take this from me, Rick. I think that they are going to announce mods for Fallout 76 next spring, and that's an actual prediction, not just the wishful thinking. I also think they are going to announce plans for private servers for Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I think that private servers are going to be a necessity if they're going to introduce modding, and they have indicated that they do want to include modding in the game. So
yeah, I never even thought about that.
Perpetual houses from the server guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it also takes the load off of Bethesda and kind of filters it down to third-party server providers, right? So it's a win-win for everybody, I think.
I think we are going to get a new franchise announcement from Arcane Studios, and I think it's going to be in a cyberpunk setting. I feel like that's going to be the new medieval.
It's the new pirate game?
Yes, exactly.
Cyberpunk is the new
Pirates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Skull and Bones are gonna show up, be like, they bust in the door, like, guys, I'm here, and then everyone's dressed like 80s cyberpunk goth punk thing.
Yeah, and now we're gonna see a Terminator remake by EA.
So
I'd love a Terminator game, but like a good one, not a cheesy one.
Yeah.
I think that they are going to port the original Fallout isometric games to mobile. I think that would be a really great fit, porting the isometric games to mobile. It would be great.
We need Elder Scrolls Oblivion mobile game remaster. You guys remember that?
No, you've talked about it, but I don't know about it.
It was on like the flip phones, and we need a remaster of the Elder Scrolls mobile game.
That would be great.
Just Bethidian.
I think we're going to get a Fallout mobile game, maybe something like a Fallout Shelter 2 or a Fallout card battle game, or like Fallout Legends. Or maybe they will actually go the Elder Scrolls Blades route and give us a Fallout that's playable on mobile. And they told us that Starfield would not be at E3 this year, but I don't believe them. I think they're going to show a Starfield trailer at this press conference.
Like, why would they show it last year and not show it this year? You know?
I also believe that Todd Howard will not take the stage this year. He is busy making video games. And that's my Bethesda predictions.
Maybe he will. I think he will.
I hope he does.
I mean, why has he been so quiet?
Because he's busy making video games.
Yeah, he's
why
making
Willy
donuts.
Wonka was quiet for all those years, man?
Well,
because he's crazy. He's busy murdering children.
Probably.
Okay, so
PC.
This is the keynote for PC gaming is on Monday, June 10th, at 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Yes. 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Gosh, all these time zones. I just wanted to point that out. I want to see some more indie games. Some episodic. I want to sink my teeth into indie games this year. I think that Shadow PC and cloud-based gaming will probably take the stage. I wouldn't be surprised if more of this technology is featured within this keynote. But what do you guys think?
I mean, the only thing I expect to see from PC is just more cross-play stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, when it's something so broad from PC, I don't have it.
It's kind of strange that they even have a segment, really.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I think that the PC conference is going to be extremely cringy, as usual. I think that, Epic is sponsoring it this year, right? So I think that Epic is going to try to buy off all of the angry PC gamers with lots of freebies during E3 week. You know how they give out the free games every week on their launcher? I think that during E3 they're going to step it up and they're going to be like, hey, we've got these new AAA title. It's for free right now. And here's something brand new for free today. And
yeah.
Epic's the kind of company that would try to win gamers over at this event like that, but also like have like a whole like gamer girls dancing number happen where they're like all these like Barbie dolled chicks in tube tops. They're like, see, we know what you like, right, guys? See, gamer, and we're all kind of like, that was cool in 1998. Like
It
we don't.
wasn't cool then, actually. It wasn't
You know
cool
what
then
I'm trying to
either.
say though. Like we've all moved on from
Yeah.
that whole thing, and now if you have gamer girls at your booths, we just avoid it because we know you're full of crap. And I feel like that's how Epic thinks they're gonna reach the youth
Yes.
of
Hello,
the
fellow
game.
kids.
Yeah, pretty gamer girls, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whipped cream, and then we're all just kind of like, this is stupid. So I think, yeah.
Do
I don't know.
you guys think everybody, you know that meme of the Muppet where he's kind of like looking and then he looks straight as if like he's pretending that you didn't see him? Do you think every developer is going to be like that with loot boxes? Do you think they're going to like pretend that they don't even exist?
Oh man, that's great. I love it.
I don't think anybody's going to want to talk about loot boxes.
No, they're too controversial right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was brilliant, Bender. I think that the PC conference will conclude with a surprise appearance from Google Stadia, and they are going to announce the pricing information and release date.
Okay, yeah.
So, what do you think Ubisoft will bring, gentlemen?
Well, we know it won't be Skull and Bones.
I literally have, pardon me here, but I literally have just shit.
You're so negative. You guys are negative Nancy's and bitter Bettys.
You know what I would like to see, Shalene? I would like to see a new Assassin's Creed.
Okay. What's your dream for Assassin's Creed?
Pirates.
No.
We did that already.
I mean, okay, what Assassin's Creeds do we have? We've got pirates, we've got
Italian
Athens.
Renaissance.
Yeah.
We've got the Crusades.
Okay.
We've got Revolutionary War America.
Okay.
We have the French Revolution.
Okay.
We've got, what else is there? Ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
We've got Athens, you mentioned.
They can't do vehicles.
Black Flag.
Black Flag, yeah, pirates. Let's see. There was.
I would love to see Victorian.
There was.
I would love to see
that was Syndicate was Victorian.
I'm thinking maybe like Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk is the new pirates.
Yeah, Assassin's
That
Creed
should
Cyberpunk.
be the title of this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Joseph Pass, why do I like dislike Ubisoft so much? Have you seen the games they've put out?
Yeah. Just
You
a side
love
note,
Division 2 though.
Yeah.
No, okay, one in a sea of tragedy.
Wow.
Far Cry 5, didn't you like that?
It was the same thing as Far Cry 4, just more of it.
I feel like the trash lady from Labyrinth, where she's like, "Oh, look, it's your little doll. Didn't you like it?"
I got to admit, the stories, they do really good at story.
Yeah.
Like the stories of the Far Cry 5 has such a good storyline, but then they just fill it with nothingness and tedious
All
bull.
those check boxes.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh gosh, and like if you could just streamline it a bit, like that'd be fine, it'd be great.
Just
even
just a side note. Ubisoft's keynote, guys, is on Monday, June 10 at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So just I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, but then you like look at the trailers and like they're like actual gameplay or whatever, and then you get it and you're like the barrel's not even aliased, like it's square.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much of like, I don't know.
I Hollof and Choo Choo says Civil War, but I think that's what the revolutionary Assassin's Creed kind of was.
That's two different eras.
Revolutionary America. I mean, it's all the same.
That's 1776.
Totally. No, that's not all the same at all.
100-year difference.
It's pretty different, dear. Any other?
Maybe like it should be like Assassin's Creed: Last of the Mohicans. Yeah.
With Pierce Brosnan as the
and yeah.
That was terrible. Oh gosh, that was terrible.
And then you have like you could have like Back to the Future Easter eggs, Yeah. Sorry.
Any other Ubisoft from you guys?
I honestly would like to see something interesting from these guys that a Far Cry that's a bit more streamlined and not so big open world. I mean, if they come out and they're like, we've got a new Far Cry and it's going to be twice as big as Far Cry 5, like it.
Yeah.
Ubisoft does have the ability to make good games. I mean, look at all of the Splinter Cells and things of the nature. And honestly, the Assassin's Creed games were great. You know, for the most part. I just.
I predict that they're going to announce a Tom Clancy branded movie or TV series at E3 this year. And I predict a new Splinter Cell game every year because I want one. Please let this year be the year. Please. I need Splinter Cell. I also predict Rainbow Six Vegas 3 is going to happen this year.
Really?
Yes. I think they're going to drop it out of nowhere. Everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, what's going on? And you're going to think it's going to be like the new Ghost Recon thing or whatever. But nope, it's going to be Rainbow Six Vegas, baby.
Those games are great.
Yeah.
I would put it on Terrorist. I would put it on Terrorist Hunt with a friend of mine, and we put on the hardest difficulty ever. And we were like, all right, let's deagle our way through. And all we need is this Desert Eagles. And we eaten it in 5 seconds.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
I have on here a prediction that Trials will come to Switch, but I think it may already be on Switch, actually. So that might have been a dumb prediction. I think we'll get more Assassin's Creed games coming to the Switch. Maybe some of those 2D ones that were terrible. And I think we will see Watch Dogs 3, and it's set in the future. It's a Cyberpunk.
Oh, it's good. Okay, next.
Square Enix.
Okay, the keynote for Square Enix is on Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just so you guys know. My predictions, some new Final Fantasy content, maybe like, or perhaps maybe a remake of like
they're working on Final Fantasy VII's remake, right?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah. I'm really hoping and expecting and would be very surprised if they didn't talk about the next episodes for Life is Strange 2.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope that is one of the things that comes from Square Enix. That's me. What do you guys got?
I don't have anything for them just because I don't follow them.
Okay, I predict a Life is Strange TV show.
But it's already a TV show.
Rick is face palming for the audio folks who can't see it. He's so disgusted right now.
Game companies to make TV.
Shalene,
I don't want this, but I predict this.
You're taking them away from
predicting it. That doesn't mean that I want it. I want you to understand that, okay?
All right. Well, everybody who is listening to the podcast after the fact, if you want a Life is Strange TV show, you go and listen to Days of Our Life is Strange. You can find the episodes on YouTube and on our Twitch page.
Fantastic. I think that they will announce, they are going to show us the Final Fantasy VII remake. They'll show us a new trailer and they're going to be like, hey guys, you can download this now.
Yeah.
They're going to just drop it right now. The first episode.
Going to break with how hard I'm going to hit that download button.
Possibly.
And they're going to have to, I think, because they're going to need the money from everybody buying the first episode to fund the second episode.
True.
Wait a minute. The Final Fantasy VII remake is going to be episodic?
Yes.
Done. Not even bothering.
I don't think they're ever going to get to the last episode. Final Fantasy VII is a huge game. I don't think they're ever going to get there. I think they're going to bring back the Deus Ex franchise. They had shelved that one. I think they're going to bring back Deus Ex, but they're not going to bring back Adam Jensen. I think that the main character Adam Jensen's story is over. And,
thank God.
And I love him. He's great. But
really?
Yeah, I love him. He's great. He never asked for this. But I think they're Cyberpunk is too hot right now to leave Deus Ex on the shelf. They're going to bring it out. They're going to show a new character. Maybe it's a lady. Maybe you can customize your own character and make them whoever you want them to be. But
that would be cool.
Will return.
Yeah.
What do you guys see coming from Nintendo?
We are okay. So the keynote's on Tuesday, June 11th. at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, just so you guys know. Shalene already has that in her schedule because she will be there when
Got
they
that
announce
whole little
more
schedule there.
content for Animal Crossing. She will definitely be there for that. I think that that's what's coming. I would really like to see a new Switch design, actually.
Okay.
I would like to see a new version of the Switch. I'm not too keen on the current design,
Really?
which is why I haven't bought one. Yeah,
It's
so
quite fantastic.
I
Actually.
know it is quite good, but I think it still could be improved.
What do you want it to be?
I want a slightly bigger screen.
Oh.
And I think that the docking for it is a little bit clumsy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does feel flimsy in that regard.
I would like a docking station that didn't risk scratching your Switch.
Yeah. So I do think that they might redesign or introduce some sort of mod for the Switch new version, but that's just me.
Rick, what have you got?
I think you're gonna see Mario, Yoshi, some Mario Party stuff.
Yeah.
Probably another thing to have Mario in as well as a new Mario thing.
Mario. I'm just saying Mario now.
Did you know that Mario's last name is Mario?
Mario.
I think
they're the Super Mario Brothers.
VR implementation for the Switch,
like with the cardboard goggles
and the paddles.
Not even so much that, but just maybe a new Switch with like VR implementation, because the Switch is actually really cool. It actually has a good concept behind it, and I think it's fantastic.
It'll be like you just plop the Switch screen in a little, just like maybe right in front. That would be so bad. Oh man.
I think Nintendo's like one of those brands where you can kind of always count on the same thing coming out, and it doesn't depress you or make you annoyed, because that's just Nintendo. So you're gonna see a lot of old. I don't know if you're gonna see a lot of new. I'm kind of with Vendor. I think new hardware, because of the success of the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see a larger screen, but I think Tone Crusher in the chat might be right in like a Switch Mini.
They're more likely to make a smaller version than a larger one.
Yeah.
Pokemon. I think you might see something with Pokemon coming out for Nintendo Switch.
Fantastic.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a Pokemon Snap reboot.
Okay, Shalene.
They're going to announce Animal Crossing for this Christmas. It's going to release this Christmas. You'll be able to import outfits from Pocket Camp to your Switch character. And I am going to be just like stalking the Nintendo booth to try and get my hands on the Animal Crossing Switch.
Yeah.
You're going to see me being dragged out by security. It's going to be fantastic.
Just make sure that you hide any like WJLG branded things so that that doesn't get splashed across.
It's going to be on the news.
Yeah.
Gamestack podcast host dragged by force out of Nintendo booth.
There goes our shareholders. We don't have shareholders.
They're going to announce another Zelda title using the Breath of the Wild engine in a similar way that they produced Majora's Mask using the Ocarina of Time assets. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be good. I think that Donkey Kong will return in a new 3D platforming adventure, the first one since Donkey Kong 64, which I think I was the only person in the world who loved.
It was bad.
I love DK64.
Really?
So,
yeah.
Yes.
I love DK64. So bad it was good.
It was so good.
Glover. We need a return for Glover.
What's Glover?
What?
Like the Hamburger Man?
No. You were a little glove. It was a platformer game. You were a little glove, and you rolled around on balls. And
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That sounds cute.
Very hard. It was good.
The
little dots on the top of the glove were his eyes.
My final prediction is that we are going to get an announcement for Metroid Maker. They've been doing these Mario Maker games where you can design your own Mario levels. And I think they're going to do that with 2D Metroid. So you can design your own 2D Metroid levels. I think this is going to be kind of a consolation prize, since we're going to have to wait so much longer for Metroid Prime 4.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Cool.
that's it for E3 predictions, unless you guys had anything else.
No, I mean that's
Yeah.
basically it for me.
We'll read our listener predictions that were emailed into us, but first, let's do some more giveaways.
Yeah, I think we've been banging on the drum for quite some time. We should give away some games. I've got 2 games left to give away tonight. The first is called Paradigm. It was released April 5th, 2017 by Jacob Janerka. And it's a surreal adventure game set in in a strange and post-apocalyptic Eastern European country of Cluj. You play as a handsome mutant called Paradigm, whose past comes back to haunt him in the form of a genetically engineered sloth that vomits candy. Sounds good, right? It retails on Steam for about $13. And let's roll the dice. 205. 205 is Skyforge 1928. So we will connect with you after the show. And the next one is Slipstream. This released May 21st, 2018, about a year ago. It was developed and published by Ansdor. It's an arcade-style racing game inspired by the spirit of the early 90s with drifting mechanics and exotic tracks. So, do you guys remember Road Rash?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Road Rash. So this one goes to 188, who's 188? Raptor Red Ender.
Yay.
Nice.
Yay. So we will connect with you guys after the show. And let's get on with our listener emails.
Fantastic. Rick, do you want to take this first one?
Sure. Dear Shalene, Vendor, and Rick, hello. I hope this finds you all doing well. Congrats on being invited to E3 as media. It sounds like this is going to be a great opportunity as podcasters, in addition to being amazing just as gamers. For E3, I'm primarily excited for any news of the new Fable franchise coming from Playground Games. I've played all 3 original and even tried Fable The Journey before realizing how bad of a mistake that was. I understand that this reboot is likely quite a ways away yet, but do you think you guys could keep an eye out for it? Who knows, maybe Microsoft/Playground Games will have a single clip of their logos and a chicken flies across the image. Regardless, I can't wait to get back to Fable's morality system, more so from the original Fable, the true RPG that I feel created or at least set the bar for the genre. Curious as to what your thoughts are on the Fable series are. I've also been absolutely loving Anthem. It started off a bit rough. I'm normally not a grinder, and I've been going back again and again for the elusive legendaries. Any news of updates and expansions would be welcome. As always, best of luck to you in your endeavors. You run a great podcast and are truly enjoyable to listen to. Thank you for everything you do. Sincerely, Morgan Moranaconda, 94. I loved Fable 2 and 3. I never played the first one. I always romanced a pirate because why wouldn't I? And yeah, the morality system was always fun in those games, and especially the choices in the third one that they kind of make you do. I loved the Fables. They were fun.
Same.
I can't weigh in on them because I've never played them. So.
Oh, they're good, man.
I played them over and over again. I got all the achievements. I was an arms dealer in Fable 3 for a while because it was really hard to collect all 50 legendary weapons. And after I finally did it, I had all 50 of the legendary weapons. I would post on message boards and be like, okay, guys, I have all of these. If you need this achievement, come to my world, hold all these weapons, and then give them back. And I was an arms dealer for months. Helping people get that achievement because I had struggled so much to do it. I remember going on message boards and being like, hey, does anybody have this sword? I have 2 of these axes. I can trade you for it. I have this hammer. You know, it was so hard to get that. I love Fable. I love it. Fable 2 is one of the few games in my adult life that I called in sick to work to play.
Wow.
I'm usually pretty responsible, but I did call in sick to work so that I could play Fable 2.
This was not your current boss.
No.
Just to be clear, anybody listening.
This was like 4 bosses ago. So yeah. Vendor, do you want to read the second email?
Yeah, this second email comes from Brian the Witcher, who is Brian the Witcher is Brian the Witcher.
Brian?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's.
I thought he was part of a community that.
Yes, I believe he used to be part of the community that shall not be named.
Okay. He says, "Hey guys, I'm new here, and I've heard RE the lack of listener emails. So here you go. Feel free to only read parts, but I have vetted this, so I'm just going to read the whole thing. First of all, if I heard Rick correctly in the most recent episode, he was upset about Ghost Recon being an Epic Store exclusive, but keep in mind it was also available from Uplay.
I'm also important to remember.
I am also an anti-Epic PC gamer until they fix themselves, so I look forward to playing that on Uplay. As for
it will be available on Uplay, but I just hate the practice of what Epic is doing. That's all.
Yeah. As for E3, please go see Cyberpunk, if it's even going to be there. I'm a huge CDPR fan, and I can't wait to see what this game is like. I'm not good at predictions, so I'll just make one, despite not physically being there. I think Sony will release some big announcements that week and weekend. I hope I'm right anyway. E3 just isn't E3 without surprise announcements from Sony, except for last year, and well, any year prior to, like 2013. That's probably a lame prediction, but it's all I've got. Lastly, a question. All this talk of Microsoft and Sony building streaming consoles, but what do you think the chances are that the streaming future is little more than an Xbox or PlayStation app on your TV, Apple TV, Roku, or smart device? If it is just relying on your internet connection, I can see them cutting hardware costs and just making you subscribe to the ever-increasing lineup of subscription apps, right? Is this totally ridiculous? Anyways, love the show. You're all awesome. I love the real life health talk. In the last episode, Alzheimer's and dementia are also wreaking havoc in my family's life, and it's no fun at all. Keep up the great work, Brian the Witcher. So, first things first, E3 predictions. So, talked about some big announcements on the weekend, for sure. Cyberpunk.
I am on the list to see Cyberpunk. That doesn't mean I'll be able to get in, but I'm on the list to be considered. So
I do think that the incorporation of smart TVs will be part of cloud-based gaming.
That's not crazy at all. You know, they could save a lot of money not making consoles.
That's true, but again, the issue lies in infrastructure. If half the world is, or half the United States is under Comcast control, and they're not getting, good internet, then people aren't going to buy it. That's the problem. There have been streaming services in the past, and they have not caught on for that reason, really, and they just didn't work well. So, infrastructure, guys.
I have no idea. I honestly don't know. I know that something of that nature will occur, whether it be a console as part of your TV, or being able to cross-play in a way. I don't know.
It's a wonderful utopian thought, like the electric car, or getting off fossil fuels. It's just there's a lot of legwork to get there that nobody seems to want to talk about.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but there was already a guy who invented a car that ran on water. It ran on water, man.
It runs on water.
Anyway,
I'll take the last email. Hello, team. Happy to hear that you guys are going to E3, as this will be the only news outlet I'll need to follow to get all the updates. I know you've been asking for some predictions. I don't really have a list of games. All right, maybe. Just generic curiosity, as follows. Tease out from Bethesda where Fallout is heading, or maybe a Skyrim too, haha. Also, any Fallout remaster would be accepted happily. It would be nice to get some console titles to come to PC, Horizon, Red Dead, and updates on the Halo series. Maybe something about the next Far Cry? Also, say hello to Ninja Theory. Have fun and spread the stickers. Tibor. RTC 13 from the UK.
Our friend from across the pond. Awesome.
Oh yeah, there wasn't the last one. Joseph had a list in the news drop, so I included that. I'll read this as well. For E3, he says, WB is the big mystery for me this E3. What is Rocksteady working on? What about Monolith? Will we get more info on the Harry Potter game that got leaked?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Remember that?
I would love to see that.
It looked cool. It looked really cool. Is one of their other studios making another superhero game, or are they making Rocksteady do it again?
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a lot of info leaking out about them yet, so I guess we will have to wait and see for now. So thank you for those notes, Joseph.
I'm excited.
Yeah. You guys have any announcements or anything?
Not for me, no.
Okay.
Nothing out of the unusual.
Please join us next Friday for that Fallout show. We will be talking about all of the latest Fallout 76 shenanigans, as well as our Wild Appalachia coverage. And for lore, are we going to be doing what? Fallout Tactics this time?
I might. I don't know.
Maybe put that on ice? Maybe do something else this time?
No. I think I might group a couple of them together. Tactics and
Brotherhood of
Vanguard,
Steel?
maybe.
We can talk about that offline.
Do the show on the
But
show?
it will be more Fallout story lore.
Fantastic. And don't miss our E3 coverage in a couple of weeks. We will be hosting the annual BE3 episode with special guests Liz and Tim. It's going to be grand. I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna watch it afterwards.
Yeah, I'm super excited, you guys. I got new art. We got new art for it, and it's going to be real good.
And also, don't miss our E3 mini-series. You can catch that wherever you watch Gamestack or listen to Gamestack. We will be recapping E3 each day. And also, I'm going to be on an episode of the Fallout feed next week, so you can check that out. Yeah.
Man, Charlene, you are just so busy. You need a personal assistant.
Too booked to be bothered.
Yeah. Did they have your trailer yet at E3?
Yes. They're getting that ready for me.
Well, that's good.
So.
At least they have that.
Yeah, I got my makeup lady all booked, and it's going to be great.
Were you like, I only accept Game of Thrones makeup?
If you would like for us to read your email on this very podcast, you can send it to info@wejustlovegames.com, info@wejustlovegames.com. And again, I will reiterate, if there's anything in particular that you would like me to pay special attention to at E3, send me an email, let me know. You can find us on Twitter. We're all pretty active on Twitter. We Just Love Games is the podcast account. I'm Shalene L, SHALINEL. Rick is Rick McVick, and Vendertron is Vendertron N. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames, and you can join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/WeJustLoveGames. Join our Discord, which is a really great way to connect with other members of this fine community. You can find that link on our Twitter page, on our Twitch page, or you can just send any of us a PM and we'll get you that link. We record this program live at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. We hope you'll join us for the live show, and we occasionally do the occasional live stream on the weekends. We're on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Alexa, Google Podcasts. We're everywhere. Everywhere you can get a podcast, you'll find us there. And you should like, subscribe, and review. Thanks for listening. Vendertron, do you have a last word?
Yeah. Do you guys think that it's too late to say that Bethesda will probably announce a Fallout 5?